The following is a special presentation from the Mountain Coast Network. Georgia Highlands College presents Paulding County Patriot Football on the World Wide Web through Mixlr.com. Live coverage of Paulding County Patriot games on the Mountain Coast Network is brought to you in part by Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab, Logical Systems, your East Rome and Armuchee McDonald's, First Bank Mortgage, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Georgia Power, and Automax. Now, let's go live to the stadium for tonight's game with the voices of Paulding County football, Steve Turrentine and Logan Maddox.
And welcome into Dave Hardin Stadium here in Dallas, Georgia. I'm Logan Maddox. Alongside me is Steve Turrentine, and we're getting set for a big-time Region 5 6A clash here at Paulding County High School as the Patriots are going to try to shock the state as they host number 9 Carrollton, one of the top teams in the state of Georgia, making their way here into Paulding County, and only one team going to come away with a win tonight. Looking forward to what should be a fun contest, a big-time region contest, Steve. This one matters for Paulding County because sitting at 0-2 in region play, can't lose too many more if you want to keep your hopes for a postseason appearance alive.
No, you're absolutely right, and just a super tough opponent ahead of them. However, I know we're going to find out ahead a little bit. I think Coach Spence is very positive, has a good outlook on it, feels confident in a lot of ways, and so we're going to hear from that with your interview from Coach Spence. But yeah, it's not going to. They're going to have to bring their A game. They're going to have to take care of the ball better than they have in the last few weeks. But that's the beauty of high school football. Anything's possible.
Well, Steve, a week ago we made the trip off I-20 eastbound, made our way over to Douglasville to see Paulding County take on Douglas County. And heading in, a lot of people expected Douglas County to run away with it, and it was anybody's game there midway through the fourth quarter. 3-point difference, it was 23-20, but some mistakes there made late by the Patriots. Douglas County stood tall with some takeaways by their defense. It's one of those games where Paulding County comes away for the second week in a row saying it's our fault. We could have probably won that game.
Yeah, and they've said that several times this year. There's been a thing here or there, some type of turnover or penalty that seems to always come back and bite them in the butt. It always kind of happens at the worst time. And last week I believe we had 4 interceptions or 4 turnovers. I'll put it that way. I think there were 3 interceptions, 1 fumble. And you just can't play a good team and win. Now, granted, defense has some takeaways as well. Had I think an interception and a fumble, something of that nature. But still, you've got to cut down on turnovers to be able to be successful against. And like we've talked before, this is a very, very good region. It's one of the toughest in the state, and so you've got to come every night ready to play. And so we'll see what happens.
And I actually texted Coach Spence earlier in the week, and he said, I can already answer one question. Don't commit 8 turnovers. If you want to win that game. So you're right, and that's something that Paulding County, I'm sure, has spent all week working on. But you're listening to the Patriots pregame show. We're going to have, coming up an interview, a locker room chat with head coach Van Spence, and we're going to preview this game, quite a few other games going on in the area. But talking about that game last week, Steve, you're really seeing, the thick of the region schedule now for Paulding County. You've already played Douglas County. You've got 2 more top 10 teams on the schedule. You've got Carrollton tonight. You've got Rome later on in the season. It's not going to get much easier for Paulding County, but I think it's good that at least you're seeing them be very competitive in these games and realize if 1 or 2 things go their way, they could be coming away with a W.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things you've got to understand too, and that I know Coach Spence is preaching to too, is that we've got to take care of our business. We can't worry about all this other stuff. They've got a really tough game right here. One of the best, if not the best team in the region. Then they'll have two of the rival games with East Paulding and South Paulding, and then finish with Dalton and then Rome, both home games. So it's 2 away, 2 home after tonight. And so, you can't count anything out. You can't count anybody out. And you just got to come play and take care of your own business. That's the beauty of it. If you do that, then at least whatever happens at the end of the year, that you controlled your own destiny.
And then before we head out to a break, Steve, as well, how good does it feel to say we're back in Dallas
Absolutely.
after 3 weeks? We haven't been here since the Alexander game in mid-September. So good to be back here at Dave Hardin Stadium.
Oh, my gosh. I was thinking of that driving down. Anyway, I was thinking, man, it sure is nice to be able to go to Paulding County. It's such a beautiful place, and it's such a great place. Everybody's so nice. And just to be home again is nice for a change.
And, of course, like you mentioned, great hospitality here for the people in Paulding County. It's been a pleasure broadcasting Patriots football. If you're here at the game, if you're tuned in, or if you're making your way on over, come say hey to us in the press box. Come holler at us. Got a lot of people on hand for what should be a big-time matchup tonight. Carrollton at Paulding County in Region 5 6A action here in Dallas, Georgia. We're going to step aside. We're going to hear from some sponsors. We'll come back and we'll have a locker room chat with head coach Van Spence. Before we head to that timeout, do want to thank all of our sponsors here on the Mountain Coast Network. They include Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab, Logical Systems, McDonald's of East Rome and Armuchee, First Bank Mortgage, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Georgia Power, Automax, and our title sponsor, Georgia Highlands College. We'll step aside and be back with head coach Van Spence here in a moment on the Patriots pregame show.
When it comes to college, you don't have to pay more to get more. Georgia Highlands College offers more value at the price you want. More focus on your goals. More preparation for your future. More help navigating your path to success. And with more in-person, remote, and hybrid class options than ever before, you don't have to pay more for the same classes you can get right here at home. Start taking charge of your future and let us show you how to pay less and get more today. Visit highlands.edu. That's highlands.edu.
It doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior or a star under the local lights. Sometimes it's just not that easy to bounce up and walk it off. That's why Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab is here to keep you healthy on and off the field. Our licensed and certified therapists and trainers provide quality health care designed to get you back on your feet as quickly as possible. And our urgent care offices are conveniently located where you work and play. Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab offers the experience and technology needed to get you back in the game. Find out more at floyd.org.
If another crisis happens, will your job be secure? Find a career path where you are essential. Georgia Northwestern Technical College offers programs of study in business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. Take day, evening, or online classes to get your degree, diploma, or certificate. Apply now. Visit us on the web at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Be essential.
When in Rome, be sure to stop by your Martha Berry Highway or East Rome McDonald's after the game. They're open 24 hours in the lobby and drive-thru to serve you. And remember, they serve fresh, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and $1.29 any size coffee, hot or iced, along with $1 any size soft drinks and sweet tea. Download the McDonald's app for great deals and earn loyalty and rewards points for every purchase toward free food. Your Martha Berry and East Rome McDonald's are proud supporters of Northwest Georgia's students and athletes.
And welcome back to the Patriots pregame show, broadcasting live on the Mountain Coast Network. I'm your host, Logan Maddox, and I'm joined now by Paulding County head coach Van Spence. We're just a few minutes away from tonight's home region contest against Carrollton. The Patriots and Trojans are just about ready to tee it up in Dallas. As we enter week 3 of region play, Coach Spence, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm always excited to play Carrollton. It's always a great challenge, but a great opportunity. So I think our kids are excited. I'm excited, and we're looking forward to a great night.
Well, last week, Coach, your guys gave a great effort, but fell short of upsetting Douglas County in a 36-20 loss. What was your message to the team after that game?
Well, it's a shame that anybody that loves football couldn't have been at that game, because that was a fun game all the way till the midpoint of the fourth quarter. I mean, a lot of swings, a lot of highs and lows. But, if you really watch the tape, and we did with our kids a lot, of course, is that they're right in every game. It's just the little things like finishing. That was our big preference. I mean, our big word this week was finish, finish drives, finish tackles, finish everything, because we were in that ball game. We had our opportunities, but unfortunately, we did not finish. So our message this week was finish in all 3 phases.
Franzier Chardavon had a breakout performance offensively in Douglasville. He finished with 168 yards and 2 touchdowns on 8 catches. Coming in, was the game plan to get him the ball early and often, or is that just how it played out?
Well, we've been very fortunate this season and last. I mean, we've always had some very, very good receivers because we do like to throw it around. But, you know, Khalil Jones had a great game last week, and, you know, I think a lot of what Douglas County was trying to do was to kind of key on him. So that opened things for Franzier, which, you know, anybody in our region knows that Franzier is a 2-time all-region player. So the fact that Khalil's having the success he has and Franzier's continuing to be Franzier, and then, of course, other guys like Frederick Sumlin are contributing, you know, they're always a big part of our game plan. It just so happened that night that, you know, it was Franzier's night.
Defensively, the Patriots held Douglas County's electrifying quarterback Sire Hardaway to just 154 total yards and came away with 2 interceptions. What did you think of the defense, and what do you think they did right on Friday night?
Well, I thought our defensive line, it was good to have Gavin White back at defensive end, and Tay Cochran played one of his best games of the season, and of course Chris Core's been very solid. Our defensive line played outstanding, and they put a lot of pressure on him. We varied our coverage. Coach Umbre Brown and our defense, they had a great plan, and they executed that plan, thus allowing us to get a couple picks. But I was so pleased with our defensive effort, and you know, unfortunately we had a few things that didn't go our way at the end. We didn't finish, as we spoke about earlier, but I was very, very proud of how well and how hard they played.
Let's also talk about special teams. Senior kicker Clay Walters shined again at Douglas County. He was 2 for 2 on field goals with a long of 41 yards. He hit 2 extra points, had a couple of really nice punts, and he also converted that surprise onside kick. I know special teamers often get overlooked, but how important has he been to this team?
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Logan, because unfortunately special teams do get overlooked. It's a third of the game. Clay never played football before, and he started working relentlessly. I'm talking relentlessly in the off season because he's a soccer player, but he has been such a great addition to our program. He's 7 for 7 this season on field goals, but it's just the other stuff he brings to the table as well with his work ethic, who he is as a person. So I think he's personally putting together an all-state, all-region type performance thus far, and we're going to continue to lean on him and hope he continues to produce the way he has, and we think he will.
Continuing to look at last week's game, the offense looked good and made several big plays, but they struggled to hold on to the ball at times. The Tigers forced several turnovers. What have you guys done to try to work on this?
Well, that was probably the biggest downside of the game, the turnovers. You know, the one thing that I will say that a lot of people will see an interception and they're thinking, oh, that quarterback. But, you know, we had to focus up a little bit better because a couple of those interceptions were busting routes where we ran the wrong route, and that's on a rhythm throw. That's very difficult to do to a quarterback. So we just really focused on our finer details this week of definitely ball security. We practice in the rain every single day. So, you know, what better way to work on it, you know, as far as ball security in the rain. But, you know, we just kind of had to look at ourselves and say, what can we do better, each individual? And so we just focused hardcore on it. We made it a point of emphasis, even more so, about how those turnovers potentially cost us that game last week.
And then finally, Coach, how did practice go this week at Paulding County High School? I know you mentioned, you know, ball security and the rain, but how was the week overall?
The energy level was good. You know, it's always kind of bittersweet. I mean, anytime you get a chance to go practice and be around your team and your friends, it's a blessing. But, you know, we're sitting here getting ready to play Carrollton, and, you know, they've got that wonderful indoor facility, and very, very fortunate for them. But, you know, our kids knew that we can't afford to miss reps. We can't afford to miss practice. So, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and this morning on Thursday, it was raining. But we had a really solid week. The kids were dialed in, and they're ready for the challenge. And we talked a lot about what a challenge it is to play Carrollton. But I think they're ready, and hopefully we can do some wonderful things tonight.
Logan Maddox here speaking with Paulding County head coach Van Spence. His team's warming up right now, getting ready for tonight's home game against Carrollton. The Patriots are back at home tonight for the first time in 3 weeks, getting set to host Carrollton. The Trojans are another top 10 opponent, and they're led by former Cartersville head coach Joey King. What are you expecting out of them this weekend?
Well, they're going to be sound, as always, on defense. Offensively, they bring a lot to the table. They've got some very, very talented skill players, and their quarterback is committed to NC State, and he throws the ball and runs the show really well. So we're expecting a team that comes out here very prepared, very well coached. But we know that if we can match the intensity and we can play our game, we got a shot.
You mentioned the quarterback, MJ Morris. He's coming in with 24 touchdowns and 1,800 total yards in 6 games. You played Hardaway from Douglas County last week. Are you going to have a similar approach this week facing a dual-threat quarterback?
We're going to probably do a few different things in our coverage. We're still going to try to pressure the quarterback pretty heavily, but we're going to try to vary looks so we can kind of mess with his eyes a little bit, because he has thrown it around, and he's got 2 very, very talented wide receivers that have caught a lot of balls for a lot of touchdowns. So we're going to vary our looks and try to, confuse them a little bit, so to speak. But I think our kids are up for the challenge, and, we're excited about it.
The Trojans are giving up around 20 points per game coming in. I know you mentioned last week that there may be some trickeration trying to catch the defense off guard. Should the fans listening in back at home expect some of that tonight as well?
No, to be honest with you, we've got a few things, in our back pocket that I think will cause us some trouble, and if that time presents, we'll definitely throw it out. But the biggest thing for us is if we take what they give us and we minimize our mistakes, we're going to be just fine.
Sounds good, Coach. Any final thoughts?
Just as always, I appreciate all the listeners, and looking forward to a great game and a great rest of our season.
Thank you for your time, Coach, and good luck this evening.
Thank you so much, Logan.
Yes, sir. And you've been listening to our pregame chat with Patriots head coach Van Spence ahead of tonight's Region 5 6A showdown against Carrollton. We're going to take a time out and hear from some of our sponsors. Paulding County Patriots football, presented by Georgia Highlands College, is on the Mountain Coast Network.
Sometimes we forget how easy it is to save energy at home. So Georgia Power is here with a little reminder, because it's often as simple as a twist to switch to LED bulbs, or as easy as a lift to move furniture away from air vents. It could be the flip of a switch to turn off the lights in an empty room. One way or another, these small changes can make a big difference, helping you save energy for the bigger things in life. Visit georgiapower.com/energy efficiency for tips and programs to help save energy and money.
At First Bank Mortgage, we help others get to a better place. Your better place might be a yard for your kids or a bigger home for your growing family. Maybe it's just to refinance your current mortgage. Whatever your better place is, First Bank Mortgage will help you get there. Call 706-232-9458. Voted Best Mortgage Lender 2 years in a row. First Bank Mortgage, 338 West 3rd Street, Rome. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 472433. First Bank Mortgage, helping you get to your better place.
At Logical Systems, we take the time to ensure your network is tailored to perform at the highest capacity. Whether upgrading your structured cabling or implementing new technology, Logical Systems helps your organization stay on the cutting edge of an ever-evolving market. Give Logical Systems a call today at 706-234-9896 for your network solutions.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
And we're back here at Dave Hardin Stadium in Dallas, Georgia. Paulding County getting set to host Carrollton in a Region 5 6A showdown. Here, the 6th game of the season for Paulding County. Patriots coming in 2-3 overall. They are 0-2 in region play. Carrollton 5-1 and 2-1 in region play. Tough test for the Patriots, but we'll see how this one plays out. Logan Maddox and Steve Turrentine with you here on the Mountain Coast Network. And Steve, we've been looking forward to this one for a while now. Just wanting to get a chance to see Carrollton. We've heard so much about them, now finally getting to see them in action.
I was looking this week, I was trying to kind of look at how they've been doing and watch that game against Rome and that kind of thing. And that game was kind of it was different. It's not what you expected. You go into it expecting it to be kind of thought it might be lopsided, but definitely not in the way that it was. Not Rome going into it, but one of the things that I was impressed was with MJ Morris. He was cool. He was cool under pressure. He was calm. He did a good job of going through. He even went through progressions, even though it was just not a good day for them. And so, we've been looking forward to this game. We've been looking forward to seeing how good they are. I think Coach Spence mentioned, they have two, not only, just like with Paulding County. Paulding County is not just Braden Malden. As good as he is, you have to have people to throw to. And he has that same situation. He has two really outstanding receivers. And so I think it's going to be one of those games that if you like football, if you like offense, I think you're going to be in for a treat tonight.
Well, since this is a region game, let's take a look at the Region 5 6A standings. And the team we saw last week, the Tigers of Douglas County, they are all alone atop the region standings after South Paulding got beat last week. Douglas County now 3-0, and then there's a group of people tied at second. Carrollton, Rome, Alexander, and South Paulding all tied at 2-1 in region play. And then Paulding County tied with East Paulding in 6th place. They're 0-2. And then Lonely Dalton, they're in 8th place all by themselves with an 0-3 record. Looking at how these teams did in region play last week, Douglas County knocked off Paulding County 36-20. South Paulding suffered their first region loss of the year. They fell 40-13 over at Grisham Stadium in Carrollton. East Paulding had a close battle there with Alexander over in Douglasville, but the Cougars come away with a 16-10 victory. And then finally, Rome crushed Dalton 49-6 at Barron Stadium. That's how you get the region standings looking the way they are now. But quite a few big-time games in the region tonight. You've got this one here in Dallas. You've also got South Paulding. They're hosting Douglas County. That's a 1 versus 2 matchup here in region play. That one just a short drive away from us over at South Paulding High School. We'll be trying to keep an eye on that score for sure. Up in far northwest Georgia, Dalton hosting Alexander. The Cougars trying to get away from a trap game with the Catamounts. It's homecoming for Dalton tonight. And then also it's homecoming at East Paulding as the Raiders are hosting Rome. That's a big matchup. And another one here in Paulding County. Some other Paulding County teams in action last week. North Paulding, the 7A Wolfpack, they lost 42-17 at Noonan. Very good Cougars program. No big surprise there. North Paulding doesn't get much easier tonight. They start region play hosting Marietta. And that's going to be a big one also here in the county. And then finally Hiram, who was on the road at Calhoun. They fell to 0-6 as they lost 63-17 to Calhoun in their region opener. And once again, doesn't get much easier for the Hornets. They host Cartersville this evening. And, good luck to Hiram in that one's all we can say. Steve, we're also keeping an eye on the Adairsville game as the Tigers have made the drive up to Dalton. They're taking on Coahulla Creek. That's a big-time region game in Class 3A, and that one also on the Mountain Coast Network. So if you're tuning in, if you want to check on over with Larry Gardner, see what Adairsville's got going on at some point tonight, you can tune into that right here on the Mountain Coast Network. But so many big games, Steve. That's what I love about region play. When you get to October, every single Friday matters, and it feels like every Friday matters that much more than the previous one. Yeah,
this region, and we've talked about it. We know there's tough regions throughout Georgia, but this one's tough. And this one's you can't take days off. Every game that you play, even when as you were going through the standings right there, and yes, even though Dalton, East Paulding are kind of at the bottom, you still can't take that game off. You still got to approach them just as hard as you do. We saw that earlier in the year with Chapel Hill and with the North Hall and some of these teams that aren't better than Paulding County, but that didn't come ready to play against North Hall, and it kind of came back and got them. And so you've got to be ready. And so but I think the kids are learning that. You can see them getting better every game. That's been kind of the cool thing about being able to following them this year. We've enjoyed watching them progress and watching them grow. There's some things that, like Coach Spence talked about, they obviously have to work on. But overall, we see this progression every week.
Got the Carrollton team captains making their way over to the far side of the field, and Paulding County's captains making their way out of the Ken Phillips Fieldhouse just to the right of the stadium here on the home side. Looking at the matchup, Paulding County and Carrollton, this is the 11th meeting all-time between the Patriots and the Trojans, and Carrollton has won all 10 of the previous meetings. They were 5-0 against Coach Spence under head coach Sean Calhoun. The closest game there was a 42-14 blowout in 2016. Carrollton won 56-0 last year at Grisham Stadium. The closest Paulding County has ever come to topping Carrollton was back in 1980 when the Trojans won 22-18 in Carrollton, and their coach was Charlie Grisham in that game. It's been a while since Paulding County had a one-possession game against Carrollton. The Trojans entering as a 40-point favorite tonight, so if you're Paulding County, got a chance to try to come in and shock the state, but easier said than done taking on such a quality program as Carrollton. New coaching staff here for Carrollton. Head coach Joey King in his first year made his way over. He was previously head coach over at Cartersville and won 2 state titles there, 5 region titles. He coached up Trevor Lawrence. He went to the college circuit, coached at South Florida and Coastal Carolina, and now he's back at Carrollton. King, a native of Cedartown, played football at Carson Newman, former offensive coordinator here at Carrollton. He's been a winner everywhere he's been, Steve, and you know it's more the same here at Carrollton in his first year.
Well, and you talk about he's packed in a ton of experience in the places that he's been. He's seen some great players, obviously. He has seen, you know, he's been able to work with folks that have worked with folks.
Yeah.
You know, some high profile, Dabo Sweeney and those kind of folks, and so yeah, he has a lot of experience, brings a lot of experience back to Carrollton, really, and so I know they were excited about that hire, and I know he has spoken several times about how he really never did call anywhere else home other than Carrollton, so he's glad to be back, and so I just think it's going to be an interesting matchup.
And then Paulding County, coached by 6th-year head coach Van Spence, a native of Calhoun, graduate of Gordon Central, played baseball at Kennesaw State. He coached at McEachern High School in Cobb County for 14 years, was the Indians' offensive coordinator from 2010 to 2015, took over here in 2016. He's went 18-38 in 6 seasons in Dallas, but is 0-5 against Carrollton. He'll try to get that first win against the Trojans. It's been an elusive one so far in his career. He'll try to get that first victory over a great Carrollton program this evening. So we've got a couple of teachers out there that are going to be walking up with the team captains for Paulding County. Jacob Smith and Clay Walters were able to choose 2 teachers, 1 teacher each, to walk out as honorary captains. They chose Mr. Bryce and Mr. Lyles, so tip of the cap to them and all they do for the student athletes here at Paulding County High School. They're making their way out there, and they're going to help with the coin toss. As for Carrollton, your team captains are senior Justin Ricks, also number 57, Reese McCoy, or that's 51, Jacob Levy. Number 12 going out there as well, Amari Hall, and number 63 for the Trojans, that's Jamari Mason, a senior. They're heading out there to finish up the opening coin toss honors. Handshakes all around. Paulding County wearing their home blue uniforms. It's the blue top and blue pants, white numbers, white helmets with the stripe down the middle, PC logo on the right side, and the number in navy blue on the left side. Carrollton wearing their road white unis. It's a white top and white pants. They've got black numbers and letters on the front and back. Yellow trim around the numbers. They've got black stripes, 2 stripes on each side of the pants, and they've got the black domers with the golden Carrollton logo on the side and a stripe down the middle as well. 2 teams finishing up the opening coin toss here, Carrollton and Paulding County here on the Mountain Coast Network, and we thank you for joining us on this Friday evening in Dallas. Several other teachers out there were chosen as honorary team captains. Only Mr. Bryce and Mr. Lyles were able to escort the teams out. But a big thank you to all the teachers here at Paulding County High School for all they do. Paulding County won the toss. They have elected to defer, so the Carrollton Trojans will be having the ball to start out this contest, and we'll get a chance to see quarterback and NC State commit MJ Morris early in this one.
Yeah, there's just a lot of excitement going on with him, a lot of buzz going on with him. And, of course, you know, Coach King has a pretty good reputation with quarterbacks, I would say. And so I know that, you know, he brings a lot of experience with quarterbacks. And Morris was already good as it was, so should be interesting.
We're looking forward to a great matchup here at Dave Hardin Stadium. Once again, want to thank everybody for tuning in this Friday night, spending your Friday night with us. The Paulding County cheerleaders holding up the banner, and the Patriots on the run from the end zone, run through the banner. And here come the Patriots on the home sideline, led out by big number 45 defensive lineman, looks like, for Paulding County. Leading them out there, that's Ray McElderry, the junior. And also number 30, Adam Hamada, the junior, carrying the PC flag around over to the student section. He'll place it in the hands of a waiting student over there. Paulding County, mentioned it earlier, coming in 2-3 on the season, 0-2 in region play. Carrollton 5-1 overall and 2-1 in Region 5 6A contest. Braden Malden, the senior quarterback, warming up and throwing at the 45-yard line as the special teams unit getting coached up, getting ready to be sent out there for Paulding County. Head coach Van Spence talking it over with the special teams unit as well. Carrollton getting set and sending their kick return team on the field. Back deep to return for them, the electrifying receiver combo down there of Takari Lipscomb and the running back Bryce Hicks. Terrell Carmichael, another player who handles kick returns and punt returns for the Trojans as well. Clay Walters, who has been a phenomenal kickoff specialist and place kicker, punter this year for the Patriots. He's set to kick this one off, the senior. Just about set to tee it up here in Dallas, Georgia. Sixth game of the season for the Patriots. Walters talking it over with his kickoff unit. No surprise onside kick to open up the game, and Carrollton would have been ready for it. They watched the film last week. Yeah,
absolutely.
Walters checks to his right, checks to his left, trots up and kicks a high one. This one's going to be fair caught at the 30. A smart decision there by the Trojans. Fair caught by number 46, C.J. Daniel, the senior, because there was a big group of Paulding County Patriots heading his way.
Yeah, there's no doubt they've been working on that. We haven't really seen that much. We've seen them kind of do some pooch kicks, kind of trying to go between that second line and the deep men, but not just a really a high punt like that or a really a high kick. Just try to get a fair catch, no return. So well done right there by Clay Walters.
So we'll get to see the Trojan offense to start things out. Trips left, a tight end to the left as well. In the gun, it's M.J. Morris, the North Carolina State commit, looking to the flat, going to dump it off to Hicks, up to the 30, the 35, he's got the edge, up to the 40, brought down after a gain of 10 yards, enough to get a first down and move the chains for Carrollton. And actually, I think they're going to say it was a yard short. Now they motion to move the sticks.
Yeah, I believe he made it. It was just a well-designed little wide receiver, a running back screen just out of the – and Bryce Hicks has – a lot of receptions for them. They used him a lot of the times coming out of that backfield.
Absolutely one of the top receivers for Carrollton this year on those swing passes. Two receivers to the right, H-back, and a receiver to the left. They're going to throw across the middle, a completion, but Terrell Carmichael dropped it. He had possibly a touchdown. He had one man to beat that time, caught it at the 45, but just dropped it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened right there with Paulding County. It was just a little bit of I don't know if that was just broken coverage or somebody didn't get the memo. It looked like people were playing a man, but he got loose on that little skinny slant, and there wasn't really anybody around him. Safety kind of came up towards the back, but by that time he'd already dropped it.
Kavari Riddick, the one high safety that time, was the only player who would have been able to make a stop. It's going to be a read option handoff to Hicks. He makes a spin, and he is gone. Spins away at the 45, and he waves goodbye. A long touchdown run on 2nd down and 10 for Bryce Hicks, 60 yards to the house, and it's 6-0 Carrollton. That was quick.
That was quick. He hit the hole quick. He was hit. They just didn't wrap up, and he did a little spin move and got loose, and once he hit that second level, he was gone.
The clock continued to run, ran about 10 seconds off, but the clock will stop with 11:02 to go here in the first quarter. So a 3-play drive that covers 70 yards for Carrollton. Trojans strike first in 58 seconds. The extra point for the Trojans is up, and it looks good from here, and it is good. Converted that time by the kicker, number 85, Shafiq Baskus, and that makes it 7-0. So Carrollton, the number 9 team in the state according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, showing why, Steve, in very little time.
Absolutely. Yeah, it didn't take long at all. Every play they had was positive yards. They had a wide receiver screen. Well, that's not true. They had a wide receiver screen. They had that quick little skinny slant that should have been a reception, but it was dropped. But then after that, it was to the house with the run. So definitely something we've got to shore up before that next possession.
Paulding County's defense couldn't get off the field there, allowing 70 yards and a touchdown on 3 plays. We'll see what the Patriot offense can do as Shavik Vasquez, the junior kicker, off to kick it away for the Trojans. Back deep to return for Paulding County as J.P. Pruitt had a couple of very nice returns against Douglas County last week. He has Timmy Odebimi in front of him, set to block. 7-0 Carrollton, less than a minute into the game. A chance now for the Patriots to respond. Vasquez trots up, puts his boot into this one. A great kick, tailing towards the right side of the field, fielded at the 2 by Pruitt. He'll cut back towards the center of the field, and he's not going to make it to the 15. Blocking failed him that time. He was dropped close to the 13. Maybe with a second effort got up to the 15-yard line, but not a great return there from J.P. Pruitt.
No, they closed on him pretty quickly, and it looked like he was going to try to kind of start on that right side and then move towards the middle, but just did not have time to react much at all.
Brings up 1st down and 10 now at the 15-yard line of Paulding County. 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. The lone man to the left is Khalil Jones. Braden Malden, the senior gunslinger in the pistol. Behind him is J.J. Kelly. 3-4 look here from the Carrollton defense, bringing a receiver in motion right to left. Malden will pass on 1st down, and he's got Chardavon open up to the 35, coming towards the outside and knocked down at the 38-yard line. Just an easy game of pitch and catch there.
Beautiful, beautiful. You could just see Malden going through the check downs. Great job of hitting Chardavon on that. It was really just kind of really on his side, just a skinny slant, and it just carried over and carried on and carried on until it got to the short side of the field. Great throw, though.
24-yard pass on the first play of the game for Paulding County. Now 1st and 10 again. They look Chardavon's way. This time he's dropped, but not before he gains 6 yards, and it's 2nd down and 4.
Just another really great throw. Safe throw, really good throw. Got him good. Just get him half. They're gaining just half of that they need. So great pitch and catch, yeah.
2nd down and 4 now on the Paulding County 45. They'll run it on 2nd and 4. They give it to J.J. Kelly, but he's hit the ball on the ground, and Carrollton recovers. J.J. Kelly couldn't hang on to it.
Malden's pleading his case that he was down, and we hadn't really heard anything from the referees. Hadn't seen any indication at all from the referees. I think they're saying he was down too.
And they are going to keep it with the Patriots. So he loses a yard. J.J. Kelly extremely fortunate to still hang on to it. 3rd down and 5 now. Ball on the Paulding County 44. Need to get it up to the 49 to move the sticks.
Slants here.
Play action. He's got Chardavon on the outside. Caught just past midfield. Did he hang on to it? He did. 1st down for Paulding County.
Great job by Chardavon right there. He did. He went just enough. He's just a little comeback route. He did just enough. Came back just enough to get that 1st down. Really, really well done. Good throw, good catch right there.
3 for 3 on this drive is Braden Malden. All 3 passes caught by Francier Chardavon, 37 yards. And this coming off a 160-yard performance last week. Bringing Odebimi in motion. He's out wide on the left. 2 receivers bunched together on the left, and then 1 receiver to the right. Malden steps up in the pocket, and he is sacked. Tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, but hit in the backfield that time by big number 26, Miles Butler.
Yeah, he just came off the edge right there. And J.T. Kelly had him and just didn't keep contact with him. Get him one time. Malden did a good job is he saw it coming and tried to get back to the line of scrimmage as best he could.
Pistol formation now, a tight end to the left, 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. 7-0 Carrollton on top 1st quarter, and they're going to keep it on the ground here. They run it with J.J. Kelly left side. He'll gain what was lost and then some. It'll be 3rd down and 8 after a gain of around 4 yards.
Yeah, I think they're trying to establish that, their run. They have some double moves and some deep throws, getting it down the field off of those play action. So I think they're trying to establish some running trying to establish that run so they could try to get those down, throw the ball down the field more.
Need to get it inside the 40 for a first down. It's 3rd down and 8.
A lot of cushion, man. A lot
Yes,
of cushion.
indeed. Receivers bunched in close. It's play action. Malden will pass too high for Chardavon. Good coverage. It's incomplete. That brings up 4th down. That time Kelvin Hill, the sophomore, was in coverage, and I will say if it's a catchable pass, I think it's a first down, but Hill was going to knock him down pretty close to the sticks.
Yeah, he would have tackled him right after he caught it, but yeah, it was just a little bit up, a little bit too high for him. Did a good job of going up to try to get it, but just couldn't quite bring it down.
Clay Walters to punt it away for the first time on the field this evening. Terrell Carmichael waiting on his own 15. This one towards his right. Walters will get it off. It's spiraling. It's going to hit at the 10. Takes a Paulding County roll close to the 5, and it rolls out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Nice.
So Clay Walters flips the side of the field. A great kick there by the senior. And he's always reliable. We've talked about it already in pregame, seeing it there with kickoffs, whether you're talking about extra points and field goals or punting, he'll get it done for you.
Well, the thing he was smart right there is they didn't really have a heavy rush, so he was able to kind of hold on to it a little bit, give the line time to get down, but they didn't really need it. He did a great job kicking to the sideline.
So a 60-yard touchdown run on the first drive for Bryce Hicks. We'll see what the Trojans do on drive number 2. Tight end to the left, 3 receivers to the right, bringing Carmichael in motion right to left, and they are going to have it with a counter to Hicks. Hicks gets up past the 5, and he's knocked down at the 7-yard line. Well read that time by Talon Cochran.
Yeah, really good job of pursuit, too. They did a good job of closing that hole quickly, and then the pursuit coming down the line was able to get hold of him and get him to the ground. Really, really good job there.
Talon Cochran and J-Rod Abrams double teaming there, the 2 nose guards to knock down Bryce Hicks, bring us up 2nd down and 8. Receiver to the left, 2 receivers and a tight end to the right. In the gun, it's MJ Morris. Abrams almost jumping off sides, able to stay behind the nose of the football. Looks back at the coaches and taps himself on the chest. They'll flip Bryce Hicks to the right side of the quarterback. Play action, looking across the middle, completion up past the 20 down to the 24-yard line, and it's Takari Lipscomb, the junior receiver who's got several colleges looking his way.
Yeah, really, really good catch right there. That was not an easy throw to make. He threw that in there pretty well, just out of the reach, and I couldn't tell who that was, but just out of the reach of might have been Odubemi that almost got his hand on it.
Pretty good coverage there by Paulding County, but it's hard to cover a perfect pass from MJ Morris, the NC State commit, and it's 1st down and 10 now on Carrollton's 24-yard line. Morris, high snap, he corrals it, play action, rolling to his right, throwing on the run, another completion is Carmichael at the 40, the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, cutting inside up to the 30. 3 guys trying to bring him down. Finally, Odubemi will come over and push him down, but he gets all the way inside the 30.
That was a really, really nice throw right there on the run. MJ Morris hits. It was just a drag route, really. I thought he was going to hit the tight end, who was kind of on a short drag, but ended up being able to get it to Carmichael, who was running just more of a longer route, and just a really good catch, and then a good run after the catch too.
48 yards from MJ Morris to Terrell Carmichael. That makes it 1st down and 10 now in Patriot territory with 6:40 left to go in the first quarter. Carrollton on top 7-0 and driving again. They've got 2 receivers to the right, a tight end over there as well, 1 man to the left. They'll look his way, lobbing it downfield and too high, trying to get it to Lipscomb. Good coverage
really
as
good
well
coverage,
by
yeah.
Tyler Smith.
Yeah, Smith did a really good job. Stayed with him really, really well. Wasn't fooled at all. They were just running a little fade route, and did a really good job staying with him, and Morris did a good job just kind of throwing it out of the reach of everybody.
A flag came in late. It was a sideline warning against Carrollton. Brings up 2nd down and 10 now. Carrollton has it on the 23-yard line of Paulding County. Spread look, 2 receivers to each side. Pistol formation. Hicks now coming up beside the quarterback, MJ Morris. Terrell Carmichael in motion left to right, and this play's blown dead.
2 of them moving at one time, it looked like.
Can't have that.
One of them.
So somebody.
King is not happy. Oh, Coach King is not a happy camper over there.
Well, Joey King is a perfectionist, and everybody loves that except for the players when they jump early.
When they
It happens. Happens to the best of them. Second down and 15 now. Moves it back to the Carrollton 28-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right, looking like the same formation here. Big cushion.
It really is.
Respecting these Carrollton
especially on that
receivers.
right side, yeah.
No doubt. Second and 15. We'll see what the Trojans do as MJ Morris gets the call in from the coaching staff. Hicks to his right in the gun. High snap, play action. It's going to be a screen on the right side for Lipscomb. He's got close to the first down. He's knocked down up to the 20. It'll be third down and short.
Yeah, that's a nice, well-executed play, but also not a bad play either by Paulding County. Good block right there by Carmichael on that short side corner. I couldn't tell who it was, but really a good job, though, of fighting that off and getting a piece of him just enough to kind of hold on to him until the cavalry got there.
So a gain of 13 yards. Morris to Lipscomb. Brings up third down and 2 now for Carrollton with a great rushing attack. Would imagine we'll see them run it here, but then again, you got MJ Morris at quarterback. You never know. Trips left, a tight end on the left side as well. Morris in the gun and Hicks beside him, and they will run it. Hicks left side, he's got the first down, a big cut, and he will score. It was one juke, and that's all he needed. Touchdown, Carrollton, and it's a 2-possession game.
He got through the hole really, really quickly right there and just turned to a whole different gear.
Just an unbelievable touchdown run there for Bryce Hicks, 21 yards out, and it's 13-0 Carrollton now. 5:36 to go in the first quarter, and Baskus back out there to attempt the extra point. Good snap. Good hold. His kick is similar up through the uprights. That makes it 14-0. Trojans on top here at Dave Hardin Stadium. We're going to step aside and hear from Georgia Highlands College. We'll be back with the kickoff. 14-0. Carrollton on top.
When it comes to college, you don't have to pay more to get more. Georgia Highlands College offers more value at the price you want. More focus on your goals. More preparation for your future. More help navigating your path to success. And with more in-person, remote, and hybrid class options than ever before, you don't have to pay more for the same classes you can get right here at home. Start taking charge of your future and let us show you how to pay less and get more today. Visit highlands.edu. That's highlands.edu.
And welcome back to Dave Hardin Stadium here on the campus of Paulding County High School. Carrollton with 2 first-quarter touchdowns. The Trojans lead at 14-0. And Paulding County set to get the ball back here midway through the first quarter. Baskus kicks it away for the Trojans. Pruitt will let it hit and roll into the end zone for a touchback, and Paulding County will have it to start things out at the 25, but a late flag comes in away from the play, close to a couple of Paulding County blockers, and we'll see what this flag is. I would imagine this is going to be against the return team. Officials talking it over. If you're Paulding County, the last thing you need is to have bad field position again, especially when you're going to get it at the 25. And it's actually a personal foul against Carrollton, the kicking team, so that'll help out Paulding County. So we take back what we said. That's good for Paulding County. 15-yard penalty, and that should move it up to the 40. And they are set to walk it up now.
The personal foul call against the Trojans. Well, the penalty yards. Paulding County will take over 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
And check that, it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 35, and getting college and high school rules mixed up. Touchbacks to 20, We'll get it together, Steve. It's only halfway through the season.
Yeah, what do they expect, right?
Yeah, Malden, pistol formation. They'll run it on 1st down and 10 up the left side. That was Mason Hamilton. Gained maybe a yard before he was upended, but good acceleration there from Hamilton.
Yeah, he was actually, I thought he was going to get through there, then all of a sudden somebody just got cut him right there at the knees to keep him at a real minimal gain.
Hamilton, a junior who we got to see in the Alexander game and had a lot of touches, did a good job. Trips right, a tight end on the left side. Pistol formation, Malden in there, and behind him's Hamilton. They'll run it again on 2nd down. Hamilton breaks a couple of tackles. Couldn't get past the second man, though. He does fall ahead for a gain of about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and short 7, we'll say.
Yeah, that was a good, tough run right there. One of his better runs. I know it wasn't as far as distance-wise, but just as far as fighting and trying to gain some yards it was.
Brings up 3rd down and 7 now. Paulding County has it on their own 38-yard line. Need to get it up to the 45 to move the sticks. Trips right, one receiver to the left, bringing a man in motion on the right side. Malden will pass. This is a play that worked last week, and it's Chardavon. Caught it. He has it down to the 39-yard line, had the defense out of position there, and Chardavon with the big catch.
Yeah, that was a great throw. He also looked like he also had Sumlin in the middle on a comeback, on just a little comeback route. But boy, he hit. It was a kind of a, looked like it was going to be a post route, and then he cut it out to a more of a flag route, and ended up being a really good throw.
23-yard pass to Chardavon. He's now got 4 catches for 60 yards. High snap to Malden. The senior rolling out to his left, throwing on the run, and it hits the grass, and he's fortunate that it does. Good read that time by the senior, but there's a lot of people around there. Good job just to throw it away.
I think that was an intentional kind of, I'm going to throw it down.
Yeah.
I personally, I'd rather him see it have thrown about 30 yards ahead of above everybody, but yeah, he obviously just kind of threw that one away. Lived to fight another down right here.
Khalil Jones was the only receiver over there on the left side of the field. Brings up 2nd and 10 now, ball on the Carrollton 39-yard line. Pistol formation, they're going to run it on 2nd and 10. They give it to Hamilton, and again, he breaks through first contact, and he fights ahead down to the 36-yard line.
Absolutely, just running hard these last couple of times. That's really nice to see. He seemed to kind of be a little bit timid last week, and but man, this week he's really running hard. It's good to see.
So Mason Hamilton makes it 3rd down and 7 again, and we'll see what Paulding County can do. 3 receivers to the left, a receiver Frederick Sumlin to the right. Malden in the pistol, and Hamilton the running back behind him. Odebimi's going to be split out far on the wide. Play action, Malden looking left side. It's Khalil Jones on a screen, and they read it perfectly. Yeah. He gets up to the 35, and he's dropped at the 34. They minimize the gain, and that brings up 4th down and medium.
I think it looked like their calls they were making were basically on a 4-down territory. It looked like they were going to pretty much go to 4 down. They were just trying to cut this in half, and they did a good job. They've cut it down to about 4 yards now for a 1st down.
So 4th and medium now for the Patriots.
He may draw them off sides, try to anyway.
That's
he
a
likes
good
doing
point.
that.
We'll see if he can. Pistol formation. Hamilton behind Malden, bringing Odebimi in motion left to right. Play action. Malden trying to read, going through his progression. The time runs out. He is sacked on 4th down, and that turns the ball over. Just nobody was open. Great coverage sack there by the Trojans.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was a miscommunication, because it seemed like all 3 of the 4 routes ended up kind of between the hashes. And for some reason I don't believe that should have happened, but he did a good job of not trying to force it and just trying to get that 1st down. Knew he couldn't. It closed in on him pretty quickly, but at least he didn't try to force something and ended up with a turnover.
So Carrollton with the sack on 4th down. They have it now on their own 34-yard line, 4 wide, and they're going to hand it off. No, it's going to be a receiver pass. They give it back to Carmichael. They'll throw it down the field. Morris catches it at midfield, cuts inside. He's up to the 40. The 35 accelerates, and he will score. How about a trick play from Carrollton? MJ Morris gets a receiving touchdown as Terrell Carmichael, a receiver pass, finds the quarterback, and MJ Morris does the rest. 66-yard touchdown pass. Not who we thought we would see with a touchdown pass, but Carrollton gets it done.
Yeah, it's going to be odd looking to see Carmichael to Morris instead of the other way around.
That makes it 20-0 here in the 1st quarter. And the extra point about to be attempted by the junior kicker, Shavik Baskus. This one high sailing into the Paulding County night, and it's good. That makes it a 3-touchdown difference. Carrollton on top, 21-0. 2:32 to go here in the 1st quarter of play. And Steve, if you're Paulding County now, you're down big in the 1st quarter. What do you have to do now just to try to not even stop the bleeding, but just to get some of the mo on your side?
You could go back to just trying to get easy, short throws, those simple throws, those pretty safe throws, and just try to get a drive. Just try to keep your defense off the field for a while. Obviously, you'd like to go down and be able to score, But you just need to try to control the clock, control the game, make sure that the throws that you're making are safe. You know, they're having some success throwing the ball. They've just got to make sure that they're trying to put it all together. That line has to keep holding.
Vasquez kicks this one away, and this one will head through the end zone as well. It hits at the 1 yard line and bounces out of the back of the end zone. Really nice kick there from Vasquez. This is a guy that we really haven't heard about, but he's got the build of your normal kicker, kind of short and skinny, but man, he comes up and booms it.
Yeah, he's got a good leg on him, real solid. We've seen him kick it kind of high in the end zone, and these last couple have been just bullets, line drives going, hitting hard around the 5 or at the goal line.
So Carrollton up 21-0, and now Paulding County trying to battle back. 2:30 to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers and an H-back to the right, 1 man to the left. They'll move Odabimni, the H-back, to the left side. Malden will pass. Looking downfield, Jones beat his man. He's caught it at the 45. The guy will drag him down from behind, but a big catch there for Khalil Jones.
That was a phenomenal route in itself. A little bit of a double move, but just beat him on that post route, and an amazing throw by Malden. Hit him right in stride.
45-yard pass from Malden to Khalil Jones. Brings up first down and 10 now at the 35-yard line. Back into Trojan territory. Paulding County's moved it down the field, just can't score on this defense. They'll run it on 1st and 10. Here's J.J. Kelly. Actually, that's J.P. Pruitt. Started inside, cut to the outside, and got a pretty nice gain there on 1st down.
Yeah, not a bad little cutback right there.
Gains 3 there on the run by J.P. Pruitt, somebody who we've seen at running back just a time or two this season. We've seen him more in receiver, kind of scat back roles and kick returner, but he's got some speed and athleticism. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, bringing Chardavon in motion right to left. Pistol look. Malden to pass on 2nd down and 7. He's got Chardavon down there. He's got it for a touchdown. Chardavon behind the safety, and that equals 6 points for the Patriots.
Well, you know, the other option of what I was saying a few minutes ago was just try to hit 2 deep routes. that was so nice. Such a huge play possession right there for Paulding County. They needed a score and just did a great job. Great route running right there, and a great throw by Malden. Wow.
All the motion really confusing this Trojan secondary, and it helps again. A 32-yard touchdown pass from Malden to Chardavon. Clay Walters out there to attempt the extra point. Snap is good. Good hold there from Malden, and the kick from Walters is sent booming towards the concession stand. And Paulding County on the board now. A touchdown drive of their own very quickly going down the field. 80 yards in 3 plays, a 32-yard touchdown pass from Malden to Chardavon, and it's 21-7. So that's the kind of drive you needed if you're Paulding County trying to respond to all those scores from Carrollton.
Oh, there is no doubt about that, and really they may have found a weakness, because we've said before they were able to throw, and what you wonder too has Carrollton had faced anybody that has a quarterback and receiving core that Paulding County has. That might be a weakness that Paulding County might be able to exploit here the rest of this game.
To my knowledge, I know that Brome has a good passing offense.
Yes.
And that's the only team that's beaten Carrollton so far, but to be honest and fair, I'm not sure about the rest of their schedule.
Me either.
Who's got a passing offense, but nevertheless, a great drive there for the Patriots. They still trail by 2 scores, and obviously it goes without saying, if you're going to come back, got to have the defense to make a play. We'll see if the defense can do that. Clay Walters, the senior, going to kick this one away. Back to return for the Trojans are Takari Lipscomb and Bryce Hicks, the receiver and running back respectively. Walters is set, and this one a little pooch kick here on the near side. It's going to be fielded inside the 20 by Hicks. He'll start left to right, gets the edge up to the 25, the 30, puts on the brakes, tries to juke a man at the sideline, and knocked out of bounds. Maybe a little bit of extracurricular activity, and a flag comes in, yes.
I tell you what, man, he is super quick. Hicks got from this near side to us here to the far side in a hurry.
And just as the previous drive was helped out by a personal foul against Carrollton. This one going to be helped out on a personal foul against Paulding County.
Yeah, Coach Spence is definitely wanting one of the referees to come over and explain that to him. I didn't see anything. Of course, there was just a mob of humanity over there. I couldn't see anything, but couldn't tell exactly what happened. But
with the penalty, ball will be spotted at the 47-yard line.
So it moves them all the way up close to midfield.
Whatever it was, you definitely don't need that. You don't need to help them out.
And I think it was just a late hit as Hicks was going out of bounds. Gotta be more disciplined than that. And it's first down and 10 now for Carrollton on their own 47. Play action screen here on the bottom of the field. And he tries to break a tackle. He gets up past midfield, knocked down at the 45. Good gain there for Carrollton on the screen to Ace Williamson, the senior.
Yeah, it was. Just another, again, just a little wide receiver screen. Really nice form tackle right there by, I guess that was Jamar Jenkins maybe on this side. Yeah. But, yeah, really nice. Just another pitch and catch. Now you got short. You got second and short.
If you need a recipe for success, gain 8 yards on first down every time. Now it's second down and 2, moving a receiver, a running back on the far side. Instead, they're going to go long. It's Williamson again down inside the 30, a diving catch, just getting behind the defense again and having a lot of success.
Yeah, that time they've got a lot of cushion on them. They're trying to cover that time. Looks like they're trying to cover that deep routes. But that time just either a smart play call or a smart adjustment by the receiver who just just decided to change it to a crossing route, and just instead of try to go deep, he just cut in front of him, and a nice throw by Morris.
So the play is actually wiped off. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but it will remain second down and 2. They wiped the play off entirely. I'm not sure if
I never saw anything. I never saw
I'm not sure if they got the play off.
Yeah.
Maybe they got the play off before the officials were set. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, now they wipe the play off completely. They say third down and 2. They'll run it on third and 2. It's first down. Give it to Bryce Hicks. Up to the 40. Breaks a tackle to the 35. On the outside. One man to beat. Jamar Jackson is not going to catch him. Touchdown, Bryce Hicks. 45-yard run for the running back, and he is phenomenal so far. Touchdown, Carrollton, and it's a 20-point game again, 27-7. 35 seconds to play in the first quarter. And Carrollton definitely did not forget to bring their offense on those school buses.
I mean, I thought he was tackled. He just kind of popped through like almost it looked like he was stopped. Then all of a sudden he just shot out, and then like I said, once he gets loose, man, he is tough to bring down or tough to catch.
Extra point by Baskus is up and good again. That makes it 28-7, a 3-touchdown lead again for Carrollton. 35 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Do want to thank our sponsors here on the Mountain Coast Network. They include Georgia Highlands College. Take charge of your future today at Georgia Highlands College. You can take classes at 5 campuses in Dallas, Rome, Cartersville, Douglasville, and Marietta, or you can take fully online classes through GHC and eCampus. For more information, visit highlands.edu. That's highlands.edu. Also, thank you to Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab. To get back in motion, call Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab at 706-509-3400, or you can visit them in Rome on Shorter Avenue. That's Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab. Now, Shaviskus Baskus, the junior kicker. Or Shavik. Let's try that again. Shavik Baskus. Knew it sounded strange. The junior kicker for Carrollton. And this one, a low line drive kick again. It hits and takes a Carrollton roll. It rolls out at the 2.
Boy.
That one was almost perfect for Carrollton.
I'm going to tell you that. I thought it was just going to settle and spin right there on about the 3-yard line, because not a single Paulding County person went over there to it.
And in defense of J.P. Pruitt and the rest of the return team, it was tailing towards the near side of the field. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds. Then it took a Carrollton roll and just tiptoed the out-of-bounds line all the way down to the 2 and then rolled out finally. So Paulding County narrowly avoids.
That would have been. Ooh.
So with the kickoff out of bounds, Paulding County will have it on their own 35 to start out this drive again. Patriots scored on their last time out. We'll see if they can do it again. 2 tight ends to the left, a receiver to either side. Malden in the pistol, and Kelly behind him. They'll run it. No, play action, a screen here on the near side to Khalil Jones. Breaks the tackle, gets up to the 40, and brought down out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Great job by Jeffries right there. It was just a wide receiver screen, and I thought he was going to get behind the line, but Jeffries did a really good job. Almost took out two defenders right there with a block.
6-yard, no 7-yard gain on first down and 10. That brings up second down and 3 now for the Patriot offense. 2 receivers and a tight end to the left, 1 man out wide to the right. Same formation with Kelly right behind the quarterback, Malden. And they won't get the play off before the buzzer sounds, and that'll bring it into the first quarter of play. And if you like offense, you'll like this game.
Wow.
28-7, Carrollton on top. The Trojan offense showing why they're one of the most electric in Class 6A. Good start for Carrollton. Paulding County trying to get a drive going and battle back. We're going to step aside here on the Mountain Coast Network. We'll be back in a moment with the second quarter. 28-7, Carrollton leading.
It doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior or a star under the local lights. Sometimes it's just not that easy to bounce up and walk it off. That's why Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab is here to keep you healthy on and off the field. Our licensed and certified therapists and trainers provide quality health care designed to get you back on your feet as quickly as possible. And our urgent care offices are conveniently located where you work and play. Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab offers the experience and technology needed to get you back in the game. Find out more at floyd.org.
When in Rome, be sure to stop by your Martha Berry Highway or East Rome McDonald's after the game. They're open 24 hours in the lobby and drive-thru to serve you. And remember, they serve fresh, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and $1.29 any size coffee, hot or iced, along with $1 any size soft drinks and sweet tea. Download the McDonald's app for great deals and earn loyalty and rewards points for every purchase toward free food. Your Martha Berry and East Rome McDonald's are proud supporters of Northwest Georgia's students and athletes.
And we're back, second quarter of play. Paulding County trailing Carrollton 28-7. It's second down and 3 for the Patriots, but the play blown dead before they can get the snap off. We'll see what the call is. They might not have had the clock set. They accidentally, not sure.
Yeah, I'm
going to be
sure
honest,
either.
not sure, but now we're whistled back in and we're all good to go. Second down and 3 for the Patriots. They have it on their own 42-yard line. They'll turn around, they hand it off to Kelly, breaks a tackle, gets a first down, but a flag flies. It goes down as a gain of 5 yards, but we'll see if this one's coming back.
Yeah, it's thrown by the back judge, so that could be. Yeah, a hold, yeah.
And the first down that Paulding County's picked up via the run is going to be wiped off. That'll bring up second down and 12 now. They're second and 13. It was a good run that time by J.J. Kelly. Broke that tackle and came in with a head, a lot of speed.
Yeah,
there.
he did a really good job hitting the hole and fighting yardage to get that first down. It's just, but this is one of the things we've talked about. Turnovers and penalties have just come back and hurt them all year.
So second and 13 now for the Patriots. Ball on their own 32.
Ooh, we got lucky.
Jacob Smith, the left tackle, bounced out of position but stood straight up, and you're right, he's lucky he didn't get called for a false start. Trips left, 1 man to the right. They'll run it on second down and forever, and they'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's it. 3-yard pickup for J.J. Kelly, just not enough room that time.
No, it closed in a hurry. You can tell he was looking. Malden looked like it was going to be an RPO, that run-pass option. It looked like as he was handing off, that defensive end was coming at him, and I think he read that and handed it off, which is what you're supposed to do. Just wasn't any hole there at all.
Brings up third down and 11 now. Need to get it up past your own 45 for the first down. They have it on our own 34 now. Malden, 5-step drop, runs up in the pocket. He's going to tuck it. He's up to the 40, hit from behind, and he's not going to have a first down, but he makes it 4th and short, and you're trailing by 3 scores already. Do you consider it?
Not on your side. I wouldn't think so, but hey, why not though? Some people think of it that way. They may try to get him to jump off sides. It's a gamble, but then, like I said, a lot of people look at it, though, what do you got to lose?
Picked up 9 yards there, brings up 4th down and 2. Malden will be under center, pretty much the victory formation here, and they are going to run it, but they moved early.
Yep, sure did.
And that false start will bring up a Clay Walters punt, I would assume. Not what you needed if you're Paulding County. And they threw a flag, but first Carrollton took a timeout. They wanted to talk it over, so wipe off the flag. It'll stay 4th down and 2. With this timeout, I want to thank Logical Systems. Let our solutions be the answer to your IT challenges. Logical Systems is the go-to for all information technology issues in North Georgia, North Alabama, Southeastern Tennessee, and Metro Atlanta. You can contact them at 706-234-9896. That's 706-234-9896. Another sponsor of Paulding County Patriots football here on the Mountain Coast Network is the McDonald's of East Rome and Armuchee. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Make sure to head on over if you're in Floyd County and try the 2 McDonald's in East Rome and Armuchee. Also, a big thank you to First Bank Mortgage. Home loans are just a click away. Contact First Bank Mortgage today and let us earn your trust. You can visit them online or call them today at 706-232-9458. That's 706-232-9458. So Paulding County's offense back out there on 4th down and short, and it's the same formation, heavy set, loaded to the right side. 2 H-backs in there, and the deep back is J.J. Kelly about 5 yards in the backfield. They'll hand it to him, and he will lose yardage. Just a swarm of Trojans. They come in and deny him. He loses 3 yards, and that's a turnover on downs again. Got to tip your hat and give credit to this Carrollton defense. They stood tall that time.
Yeah, just really good play. It's similar to the one they ran a few minutes ago, just to this left side instead of the right side, and just nowhere for him to go.
So Carrollton so far with 120 rushing yards, 160 passing yards. Paulding County with 150 through the air, but only 18 on the ground. Carrollton has it 1st and 10 now, ball on their own 42. Play action, and he's sacked. No, he throws it at the last second. Ace Williamson has it, and he is going to score. Breaks 2 tackles. Unbelievable. MJ Morris was getting sacked by Tay Cochran, but got the pass off. If it goes down, it's going to be a 42-yard touchdown, but we'll see if this one's coming back.
I'm really wondering, I think, because they had a rush and he was in the grasp, I'm wondering if they called a face mask. It looked like they were getting him high, getting Morris high.
Oh, my goodness, if that stands.
Man, oh, man, that was an impressive.
And instead it's going to be a holding against Carrollton, a personal foul against So a hold against the Trojans, hands to the face against Tay Cochran. They offset. It'll be first down and 10 again.
He got hit hard. He just stood there. He just stood there and was able to somehow get his hand out and throw. It ended up throwing to hit the receiver right. I mean, that's a perfect pass. That was something. Wow.
MJ Morris, we got any NC State fans tuning in. Y'all got a heck of a kid coming your way, and it's taken us all of 14 minutes to realize that. 2 receivers to either side for Carrollton. They have it 1st and 10 back at their own 42-yard line. In the gun, they are going to run it. A handoff to Hill. He breaks the tackle. He's got the first down, and more up inside the 30, knocked down at the 27-yard line. That's Kelvin Hill with his first carry, and it's a big gain.
Oh, yeah, it was a nice play. Good run. Did a good job of cutting back. And, Paulding County has really, really struggled, obviously, with the run, considering 3 of the 4 touchdowns have been runs. And so this time just Kelvin Hill instead of Bryce Hicks.
15 yards brings up 1st down and 10 now. Moves them inside the 30 down to the 28. Hill being moved out to the left. He's going to run a wheel route. Morris looking downfield. It's a completion and a touchdown for Ace Williamson. He caught it at the 10, split the defenders at the 5, and walked in for a touchdown. Man, oh man. 28 yards, and it's 34-7. If there was any doubt if Carrollton might be sleepwalking in this game, if they weren't going to take it seriously, we found out in a hurry. Coach Joey King has his offense rolling here in the first half. 34-7, 9:33 to go until halftime. And Shavik Baskus with the extra point. This one up and good as well. 35-7, a 4-touchdown lead now for Carrollton, their biggest of the night. They were a 40-point favorite coming in, and as much as we hate to say it, Steve, we can see why now.
they're so high powered, and that was just, there was no rush. He had all the time in the world to sit there, and just Williams was running a post route, and nobody near him, and he did such a great job. Delivered it in a hurry, got it there right on time, hit him in stride, and he was able to just almost coast in the end zone.
Carrollton won last year's matchup 56-0 so far tonight. They lead 35-7, and we've only had about 14 and a half minutes of game time tick off the game clock. Shavik Baskus, the junior place kicker, on to send it away for Carrollton after their 5th touchdown of the first half. Wow. MJ Morris with several touchdown passes, and Bryce Hicks with a couple of touchdown runs. Also a wide receiver pass touchdown from Carmichael to Morris. It's been everything for Carrollton so far, and good defense also. This kickoff by Baskus will hit at the 2 and roll out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, so Paulding County will have it on their own 20.
Yeah, they've another good kickoff, put it in the back of the end zone. You know, Paulding County just got to regroup. At this point, you're playing possession to possession. You can't look really at the score right now. You're playing to. You just got to take every down as it comes and execute and try not to force things. And you're not gonna score 35 points in one pass here. So you're gonna have to just take your time and work your plays.
Trips left, one receiver to the right, 1st and 10 on their own 20, bringing Chardavon left to right in motion. Malden to pass, 5-step drop. He's going to heave it, double coverage. Khalil Jones, did he catch it? No, it pops out. Almost a great catch there by Khalil Jones, but it was good coverage there by the Trojans. You had, looked like Bryce Hicks was down there in coverage, and also number 12, Amari Hall.
Yeah, did a good job. That was really not a bad throw. At the time he threw it, he was double covered. Safety had cheated this way because Malden kind of looked at him the entire time, and so the safety cheated over this direction. So he had 2 people covering, but still was a pretty good throw, and he had it in his hands, but looked like Hicks knocked it out.
Incompletion brings up 2nd and 10 now. Receiver to the right, an H-back and a tight end to the left, along with another receiver. Keeping it on the ground as Mason Hamilton tries to get the edge, but he's chopped down in the backfield, loses a yard. So close to getting outside, but just not able to.
No, not at all. He did a really good job. He kicked it outside, which I thought was the right call, a good decision, but then it just closed up pretty quickly.
Loss of 1 for Mason Hamilton, now 3rd down and 11. And Braden Malden comes to the sideline. Not sure if he is hurt. Let's check and see. Now Malden gets the play call in from the coaching staff, so he was just walking over to get the play call in. They've got Sumlin out there. He's going to be the receiver on the far side. Chardavon will join him. Odabimi, the tight end, will be to the right. Khalil Jones out here to the left. Malden will be in the gun, and behind him is Mason Hamilton on 3rd and 11. Trips right, bringing Chardavon right to left now. 2 receivers to either side. Malden drops back. He's going to fire right away on the right side. It's caught by Khalil Jones, but quickly he is brought down. Great coverage again by the defensive back for Carrollton over on the far side. He gains just 4 yards. And they're going to say that was Sumlin and not Jones, so the first catch of the evening for Frederick Sumlin. But it's 4th down and long, and Paulding County's going to punt it. 8:35 to play here in the first half. Carrollton on top 35-7, and the Patriots giving it back over to the Trojans.
Yeah, they're just having a hard time with everything. Even when they get a little bit of momentum, it just seems the legs get knocked out from under them.
Walter standing on his own 10, ready to punt this one away. The returner for Carrollton on his own 45. We believe that's Carmichael. Walter steps to his right, has a high booming punt that's going to hit at the 25, caught on one hop by Carmichael. He retreats back to his 15, up to the 20, cuts upfield. He's got a crease. He's up to the 35, the 40. At midfield, he's got the punter to beat. Walters is blocked, and Carmichael can walk in. Touchdown, Carrollton. An 80-yard punt return for a touchdown by Terrell Carmichael. 41-7. Man, oh man, Carrollton's come to play. Paulding County players just standing there with hands on the hips and saying there's nothing we can do.
It was just really, I mean, it was an amazing punt. I tell you, I felt like they really didn't have to. They ended up putting the punter, Clay Walters, kind of on his back, and I don't know if they needed to, and I thought it was close to being a block in the back, but they didn't see it or didn't call it, didn't think it was that much. But, yeah, it was just, I mean, I don't know if it was much as just poor coverage or just Carmichael being super athletic and just outrunning everybody, really. That was something.
It's a good point. Well, for our listeners here in Dallas, the Patriots fans, we hate to report the score. It's 42-7 Carrollton. But if you're Paulding County, this is something, that we've not seen yet this year. Paulding County has not been blown out. These are some of the games where you find out the most about your team. You found out the guys that are not going to quit. You find out the guys that are going to be a dog until the end. So we'll see who's going to step up for Paulding County and try to lead their team back a little bit in this game. 7:21 to play in the first half. 7:51, check that. And Paulding County trailing 42-7 to the number 9 team in Class 6A. Shavik Baskus, the right-footed kicker, steps up and kicks this one away. A higher kick. It's not going to reach the end zone. It's fielded at the 6 by J.P. Pruitt. Comes near side, has one man to beat, and he does. He's up to the 30. Flag flies, breaks the tackle at the 35, knocked down at the 41-yard line. But there was a definite hold there against the Patriots, and this one's coming back. And, usually we'll say an unnecessary hold. That was a necessary hold because it sprung him downfield.
Yeah,
but
it did, but it was a definite hold.
He broke the one tackle, but there was a Patriot laying on top of a Trojan blocking him into the grass, and you can't do that. When we say blocking him, we mean knocked him down and then was kind of holding on to him, saying you can't go anywhere. You can't do that. And that's going to bring it back a little ways as the flag was dropped at the 25. Coach Spence wanting an explanation, and he disagrees with it. I will say this, I do respect the effort of the blocker because he blocked until he heard the whistle.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the officials just disagree with it, a hold against the Patriots.
Well, I think, too, before he had a hold of his jersey before he kind of looked like he kind of had him in the back and swung around, was able to kind of use it to put himself in front and then knock him down. So I still think they have to start looking down the field. They're still being able to get behind that the defensive backs of Carrollton. It's just Malden's not having a lot of time to throw.
Malden will look to lead the team down the field here with 7:44 to go in the second quarter. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Pistol formation, Malden the quarterback and J.P. Pruitt the running back. And first down and 10, they will run it with Pruitt. He gets up to the 15. Ball comes out but rolls out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
It's funny, I was going to say on that kickoff that he fumbled. He was hit just right near the sideline, but he had fumbled. He carries it pretty loose, and they were able to knock it away. And didn't necessarily see how he was holding it that time, but that got knocked out too, and it was fortunately close enough out of bounds to where it went out of bounds.
Same formation here, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Carrollton almost jumping off sides, but a good job by the outside linebacker to hold up on it. This 3-4 defense from Carrollton has done wonders so far. Malden will pass on the right side, Chardavon on a slant, close to a first down. We'll see. No, they
dropped it.
Yeah, it popped out. So incomplete. That brings up third down.
Yeah, that was just one of their slants that they run, but as Chardavon went in motion, he ended up being more or less like a slot. He was open. It was a low throw. Couldn't tell if he had to throw it low or not, but it was a little bit of a low throw, but one normally Chardavon catches.
So now 3rd down and 7 for the Patriots.
They're giving Jones a lot of cushion on this side.
He's the lone receiver on the left side. And
Coach Spence looked like.
Actually, they're going to say that Carrollton called timeout.
Did they? Oh, wow.
And now they switch it over. I think it is Paulding County.
He was motioning timeout. They may not have.
I think you're right. So with 6 minutes and 59 seconds to play here in the first half, Paulding County trailing 42-7 to the Carrollton Trojans here at home. And Steve, I can honestly say, you know, a lot of people were predicting this, but I didn't see this happening. But at the same time, you just got to shout out Carrollton, their players, their coach and staff. They've come ready this evening.
Oh, absolutely. They're playing extremely well. And they're every bit of what we had heard about them. And, yeah, I agree with you. The thing that I like right now is Paulding County still playing hard. They're not you know, they're going for the throws they need to make. They're playing the game. They're still trying to claw and fight back into this.
Paulding County down 42-7, a 35-point deficit right now for Paulding County. As the two teams make our way out to the field, do want to thank Georgia Northwestern Technical College. GNTC provides quality technical education and workforce development opportunities throughout the communities in Northwest Georgia. With campuses in Catoosa, Floyd, Gordon, Polk, Walker, and Whitfield counties, there's never been a better time to attend GNTC. For more information, go to gntc.edu. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Malden back to pass. Sidesteps a defensive lineman, throws on the run as he's getting hit, and it falls to the turf harmlessly, but he was hit hard, and the senior is slow getting up.
Yeah, he sure was. Did a great job. Tried his best to pull Bo Nix on us, but just couldn't quite get it released in time and ended up getting hit. Really good job by one of the linemen. I couldn't tell who it was. I think it might have been 71.
Christian White.
And that's Christian White. Did a really good job of coming back and help protecting him, but there were too many chasing Malden.
And then also Brody Bradburn, the sophomore linebacker, was waiting in coverage. And if Malden puts a little more air under that, that's a pick six.
Yeah.
So a good job by Malden again to realize how hard or how soft he has to throw it for an incompletion. Clay Walters in the shadow of his own goalpost. He stands at the 5-yard line, steps to his right and punts this one away. A high punt. It's going to barely make it to midfield, and it will take a Carrollton roll. Rolls towards the 45, and it's down at the 46-yard line by Liam Jeffries. Heads-up play there by Jeffries to fall on it. But Carrollton with great starting field position as they try to score their 7th touchdown of the evening.
Tell you what, though, we'll take it. It's a whole lot better than kicking to Carmichael and letting him run it back again. But, yeah, heads-up play. That ball kicked a couple of times and kept going back into Paulding County territory. So good job by Jeffries, heads-up play.
6:43 to go in the first half, 42-7. Carrollton on top of Paulding County. Two receivers to the left, tight end on the left side. Moves over to the right now, receiver beside him. Pistol formation, it's MJ Morris, and to his right is Bryce Hicks. Morris steps up, gets the call in from the coaching staff on the far sideline. Hicks to his left now, high snap. Morris corrals it, hands off to Hicks. Hicks with a juke, open field, and finally tripped up. They finally tackled Bryce Hicks, but he gains about 15 yards there. Very good tackle, though, coming from behind. It's Tyler Smith who got his shoelaces.
Yeah, I tell you, if it wasn't for that, he could have been gone to the house on that one.
15-yard gain for Bryce Hicks, one of the first times that he's hit the turf this evening. He's down to the 31-yard line.
And
First down and 10.
It's sad that I'm just now realizing that, but I don't see, have we been missing Braden Scott the whole time? Because he's normally.
Do not see him. That's a good point. Gavin White back down there on the defensive line. Good to see him in the game, but you're definitely missing Braden Scott right now. Two receivers to the left, a tight end and a receiver on the right side. MJ Morris, the NC State commit in the gun, and this one is blown dead before it can start. And Timmy Odebimi kicking himself because he would have had a sack there. Delay a game against Carrollton. It'll be 1st and 15.
I asked the BC guy and this other guy if they have
And the crowd mic. Somebody came up and started
Sometimes
talking.
you just don't know where to place it, and sometimes when you place the crowd mic, it ends up in a maybe less strategic place. But yeah, we had made a comment earlier, well, pregame really, about what a defensive. What a plus it is to have Braden Scott and how well he's been playing, but I haven't seen him out there. Don't see him on the sideline right now, so I'm not sure if something happened or if hadn't been here the night.
Morris will pass on 1st and 15. Wide open receiver at the 5, but just barely overshot him. Amari Hall was down there. One of the first incompletions of the evening for MJ Morris.
Yeah, just really out of his reach, but one he typically will catch.
Looked like a mismatch in coverage. You had Liam Jeffries down there, and as quick as Jeffries is, I don't think you intend to put him on Hall.
Well, he's not a corner. I mean, so yeah, you're not. That was definitely something that I'm sure was not necessarily designed that way.
Brings up 2nd and 15 now. Ball on Paulding County's 36-yard line. Morris in the gun. Steps up, throws, and almost picked off on the far side. He was trying to fit one in there for Jaden Thompson, and well read there by the defense for Paulding County.
Absolutely, just such a great job. I know you're looking. I couldn't tell exactly who that was, but yeah, just a really good job. Did a great job breaking on the ball, and just a hair quicker, and he could have had a pick right there, but great job getting his hands on it and knock it down.
That was the junior Jamar Jenkins who almost picked it off. Brings up 3rd and 15 now. One of the first third downs of the evening that I can even remember for Carrollton. We'll see if Paulding County can get their defense off the field. 4 wide, 2 to each side. Morris, he'll pass. He's looking downfield, scanning through his options. On the run now. He's up to the 35, the 30. He runs over Liam Jeffries, but he knocks him down out of bounds, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
That's a pretty good collision right there. Jeffries held his ground, and Morris just tried to run over him, and Jeffries was enough to hang on just to get him down or get him out of bounds.
10-yard carry there from M.J. Morris, and it's a smart decision from the senior, but I can imagine if you're the quarterback coach or if you're Coach Joey King, you're telling your quarterback, we're up 35, you don't need to run.
We don't need to try to run over people.
They are going to go for it on 4th down and 5 here. Trips left, one receiver to the right. The running back to the left of M.J. Morris, I believe, is number 30, Jamon Evans. He moves to the right now. They're going to give it to him on a swing pass. Jukes around Odabimi. Still on his feet, but he's chopped down. A flag comes in late. It was a good hit by Ray McElderry, but let's see what this is.
Odabimi did a good job. He was knocked down and did a good job on the ground trying to get his hands on the receiver.
By all accounts, it appears as if it's against Carrollton.
Yeah.
And it is a hold against the Trojans. That'll be declined, and Paulding County with a stop on 4th down, a turnover.
Stop, really big stop right there, which shows you too, like we were talking about, that's a lot of heart right there. They had the ball on their own side of the field, and it would have been easy on Paulding County side of the field. Been easy for Paulding County to go, oh my goodness, here we go again. But they fought and got the turnover on downs.
So a big stop there for the Patriot defense, their first of the evening. And that makes it Paulding County ball on their own 28-yard line. 42-7, though, Carrollton on top of the Patriots. Paulding County trying to battle back here in the first half. Play action on the right side, a screen for Chardavon. Well read by the defense, dropped in the backfield. Loss of a yard as the defender, Amari Hall, came in, got around the blocker, and chopped down Franzier Chardavon.
Yeah, that was odd looking. It took a long time to develop, and by that time, it wasn't – not only the defensive back got there, but the defensive end was sliding out there. So, yeah, it was just seemed slower than normal.
So now it's 2nd down and 11 here for Paulding County. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Malden in the pistol. Behind him is Hamilton. Malden will look near side. He's got Khalil Jones on an in route up to the 35. Shoestrings tackle. They'll bring him down over at the 37, but it's going to be close to a 1st down.
Yeah, it's going to be really close. He did a good job of trying to stretch out there for it. I'm just not sure where they're going to mark it. Looks like they're marking it short right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they'll say it's a 10-yard gain there for Khalil Jones on the pass from Braden Malden. 3rd down and inches now for the Patriot offense, and they're bringing in big old 48, J-Rod Abrams as a blocker. Also, Tay Cochran coming in the game for Paulding County, adding some beef on the right side of that line. 3rd and 1.
Oh,
and Paulding County moved early. The right tackle jumped.
The one that just got in there that was coming on late. Don't know if he just missed the memo or what, but he jumped. Oh.
And that time, afterwards, the offensive lineman, and we won't say the name, he comes back to the huddle, and the first person to greet him is Braden Malden.
Yeah.
With a high five, a handshake, whatever you want to call it, says it's okay. Don't worry about it. You live to fight another down. It's 3rd down and long 5 for Paulding County. Trips right, a receiver to the left. Malden in the pistol. Hamilton back behind him, the running back in the game. Big cushion on the slot receiver on the right
side.
side.
They're in a man, unless they're going to jump back into a zone. They've got a mismatch right here with Jones.
Malden in the gun now. Rolling to his right. He'll throw too high for Odubemi. Picked off by Hall. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Malden tries to tackle him. Not able to. Hall stretches across the goal line. Touchdown Carrollton, and it's 48-7. A pick six for Amari Hall. A deflected pass intended for Timmy Odubemi, and the route continues here in the first half. A pick six as Amari Hall grabs it off of the tipped pass. 30 yards later, 6 points. And that time it was a good job by Malden. He caught up to him and tried to tackle him at around the 2, but Hall juked him, got hit from behind, and reached across for the touchdown. First interception of the evening for Braden Malden. Extra point by Baskus is good as well, back towards the Carrollton band, over close to the concession stand here at Dave Hardin Stadium. Your score, 49-7, 3:03 to play in the first half. All Trojans here in Dallas. While we have a moment of downtime, do want to thank a couple more sponsors. Georgia Power, they've been ranked #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power and Associates for 3 years in a row. Now going on, you can receive free installation, a $0 activation fee, and a free doorbell camera or smart thermostat. This and other great deals are only available at Georgia Power, so visit georgiapower.com. And our final sponsor, Automax. Automax is the premier automobile rental company in North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. You can call the Rome office at 706-291-0600, or you can visit automaxrental.com. So Paulding County trailing by 7 touchdowns. It's trailing by 6 touchdowns. 49-7 your score. The #9 ranked Carrollton Trojans on top in Dallas. Baskus, his kick again going out of bounds. That's happened several times tonight. And it's going to be first down and 10 now up at the 35 for Paulding County. The Patriot offense has been able to move the ball at times. They've got 179 total yards in the first half, and that's more than they've had in most of the games in the first half this season. But they just cannot score.
They just can't. They're moving the ball at times well, but then it'll just kind of just fizzle out. But on the flip side of that, Carrollton cannot do anything wrong right now. About everything they do is working.
Even when
Carrollton,
Carrollton,
a trick play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I was going to say, even when Carrollton, has a blown coverage that leaves Odubemi open, too high of a pass, it's tipped and picked off for 6 points. So it's just been that kind of night for Paulding County. And again, you've got to see if you can battle back and try to make it a little bit better on the scoreboard. One receiver on either side, a lot of blockers in there. They're going to keep it with Malden, a busted play, and the senior will get up to the line of scrimmage and gain 1 yard. Heads up play by Malden, but just not much there in the belly of that Trojan defense. And I do want to mention, Carrollton's defensive line is not that big, but they are strong.
They're strong and they're quick.
And if you want to win championships, they say defense wins championships, offense wins football games. Right now, Carrollton's got both.
Yeah.
One receiver to the right, it's Chardavon. One to the left, it's Khalil Jones, a tight end on the right side, and H-back to the left side. Malden to pass. Jones here on the outside and kind of short-armed it. Was trying to get him at the 40. It was incomplete as Jones dove for it, and now it's 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, he didn't even step into that. It looked like he just kind of tried to step over to the side, really didn't step towards the receiver, is what you want to do from a quarterback, and just kind of threw it with mostly just his arm strength, and it ended up being just a little bit short. Jones dove for it, but just couldn't pull it in.
3rd down and 9 now. Paulding County has it on their own 36 and need to get it up to the 45 to move the chains. Same formation again. You got a blocker on the left side, a tight end on the right side, and Malden in the pistol. Passing again. Pump fakes for Jones. It's a double move downfield. Caught it at the 35, and he steps out of bounds. Perfect play call there for the Patriots.
Great play, great route, and a phenomenal throw. He had time that time, which is a big, big advantage. Once he has time to throw, and the offensive line did a good job giving him room to throw, time to throw. and he put it right on the money.
32 yards from Braden Malden to the junior Khalil Jones. That brings it first down and 10 now. Ball on the Carrollton 33-yard line. And again, the same formation. The tight end on the right side is Liam Jeffries, and the blocker on the right side is Mason Hamilton. Behind him is J.J. Kelly. High snap, and Malden can't get to it. Ball still on the turf, and Carrollton has it. They recover at the 45, and the Trojans get the ball back. Recovered by big number 94 for Carrollton. That's Darian Williams, the senior. And Carrollton gets the ball back.
Man, I tell you, Paulding County cannot catch a break. I mean, that was a high snap. Malden tried to fall on it, tried to do the right thing, but as soon as he was about to fall, it hit on the nose and kicked a different way. Jeffries tried to grab it and just couldn't get there in time. And just another turnover. Wow. Cannot catch a break.
Carrollton leading 49-7, 2:02 to play here in the first half. And they got the ball back. MJ Morris still in the game at quarterback, 2 receivers to either side. In the gun, and I think they took too long. Or did somebody jump early? They jumped early.
False start called against the offense.
False start, I believe, against one of the offensive linemen on the right side, and that'll back them up from the 45 to their own 40. It'll be 1st and 15. New receiver coming in the game for Carrollton, that's number 87, Jordan White, the sophomore. They're going to put him as a tight end on the left side. 2 receivers to the right, tight end and a receiver to the left. Morris in the gun, now bringing Carmichael in motion. Fake the handoff to him. Morris across the middle, trying to get it to White, incomplete. Just past his outstretched arm. And a good job there by Kavari Riddick. He came up, he was going to hit White, but kind of held back, and the referee was looking. But he did make contact, but kind of
just kind of eased into him, and didn't really put a hit. That's really not a bad throw right there. It's hard to come across that middle to make a catch. And I'm not totally sure Jordan White wanted to finish that. But it was not a bad throw. And good, well defended, too, by Paulding County.
2 receivers to either side again. Carmichael moving right to left. Morris, he'll roll out to the left side. Throws on the run, and it's caught. And they are going to say it was a completion. It was a low throw, but dug up that time by Ace Williamson. A 15-yard pass, 1st down and 10.
15 on the play, it'll be 1st and 10 Trojans.
Williamson dove to the turf and got his hands underneath the ball. And now they're in Patriot territory at the 45. Morris passing on 1st and 10 again. Ton of time, throws across the middle, caught by Williamson. Still on his feet, down to the 15.
Great throw, golly. Morris just threaded the needle to get it in there, and a great catch by Williamson too. Because again, it was over the middle, just a really, really deep slant.
34-yard strike from MJ Morris to Ace Williamson. Now 1st and 10, they'll pass again. Why not? It's working. Up to the 10 and then knocked out of bounds.
Another flag now, looks like on this side. Well, on the other side too. Or is that a flag? That might not be a flag on this near side. I do see one on the far side. There's something there, but I can't tell what it is.
Might be a shoe.
Illegal shift called against the Trojans.
Oh, it is flag. That he threw, it's a dirty one.
About to say, it looked like a cleat.
So needs to wash that.
You heard the PA announcer. Illegal shift against the Trojans. 5-yard penalty backs them up. They've got it now 1st and long. And now they move it up. I was about to say that's 1st and about 17. Yeah. Now they fix it. 1st and 10 on the Paulding County 19-yard line. Minute 17 and ticking to play here in the second quarter. Carrollton up by 42. Morris to pass on 1st and long. Looking and almost picked off by Jamar Jenkins. He jumped the route, but couldn't catch it. They were trying to get it to number 15, Seth Childers, and Jenkins almost with a pick.
Really, really smart play right there, too, by number 14. I think that's Kavari Riddick. Did such a good job. They were running a wheel route with Hicks coming out of the backfield, and I didn't think somebody was going to get there, and Riddick did a really good job of shifting over and covering him.
Now 2nd down and 15 for the Trojan offense. 2 receivers to either side. Now Carmichael in motion right to left. He'll run the wheel route.
Oh, man.
They'll look his way. He's caught it at the 5. He can walk in. Touchdown, Carrollton. Simple as that. Nobody home for the Trojans defense. A 24-yard touchdown pass from Morris to Carmichael. And they add to it. Just no way to stop the bleeding this evening, and it's 55-7 in the first half. 63 seconds left here in the second quarter. And Shavik Vasquez on to attempt the extra point. Extra point is good. That one a high kick, and it won't go very far. Fielded by a band member. Good catch down there. 56-7 with 1 minute and 3 seconds left to play here in the first half. Not the night that Paulding County was hoping for here at Dave Hardin Stadium.
No, not at all. I mean, it has been completely all Trojans from the first possession.
Make sure to join us at halftime. We'll have some stats analysis. We'll also try to get some scores. We'll talk about college football and pro football. So stay tuned here on the Mountain Coast Network. 1 minute and 3 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Carrollton with 8 touchdowns in the first half.
Wow.
And
doing it every way you can think of. I don't think they've had a kickoff return, but we've had a punt return. We've had rushing touchdowns. We've had a trick play.
Everything.
And we've had several just run-of-the-mill passing touchdowns. So, I mean, it's just about every way you can think of it.
We've had several touchbacks as well, and Shavik Vasquez with another. That one sails through the back of the end zone. And Carrollton gives Paulding County the ball on their own 20-yard line. 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining in the first half. If you're just joining us, you've missed a lot of offense from Carrollton. Trojans, the number 9 team in the state in Class 6A, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, leading Paulding County 56-7. The Patriots will have the ball, and we'll see if they have an aggressive attack with 1 minute and 3 left. 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left. Chardavon on the left side, and this looks like it's just going to be a kneel down. This is the type of formation that they typically do with the victory formation. Jacob Smith, the senior offensive lineman, a little late getting out there. Just 3 on the play clock, and they get it off just in the nick of time. Malden will take a knee at the 15, and he'll have to do that one more time before we can head to the locker rooms. Paulding County with a big deficit here at halftime. Steve, what are they going to have to do to try not only just to battle back, but just to get something going in the second half?
It's hard when you're in a situation like this, and it's not that they're not playing hard. It's not that they're really not hurting themselves penalty. They've had a few penalties, and the turnovers weren't horrible like they have been in the past. And what I mean by that, one was an open. It was just a little tip drill, just a little bit high, and just happened to tip it right to the defender, and the other one was a bad snap, but it's not nearly as bad as it has been. They just cannot get anything going. They'll have a drive, and then they'll run a play and then they'll lose 2 or 3 yards, and now you're looking at, second and long, and it's hard when you're facing a really, really strong team like this. You have to take care of the ball better. But again, I wouldn't necessarily say that's what's hurt them. It's just the fact that Carrollton is doing everything right now. And so you've really got to preach to them. We're going to play possession to possession. We're not going to worry about the big picture right now. We're going to play possession to possession. You play this possession the best you can, and let's just keep the ball. They need to hold on to the ball a little bit more, try to eat up some clock, move the ball down the field, and try to get some scores.
So there you have it. The senior quarterback Braden Malden takes one more knee and sends us to halftime, where Carrollton has a commanding 56-7 lead over Paulding County in Dallas. The number 9 ranked Trojans doing some quick work of Paulding County, making quick work of this Patriot defense and running up the score in the first half. We'll see what the second half has in store. But first, we've got halftime. Don't go anywhere. We're going to step aside, hear from some sponsors. We'll come back with stats, analysis, scores from other games, college football and NFL games later this weekend, and much more. But your score at the midway point, Carrollton 56 and Paulding County 7.
When the Shorter Hawks football team hits the road, the Mountain Coast Network broadcast team heads to Automax. Corey Rhodes and his crew have the right vehicle for us to travel across the southeast from the mountains of upstate South Carolina to the Gulf Coast on the Florida Panhandle. Wherever you are headed, Automax has the car, SUV, van, or bus that you need. Call Automax today at 706-291-0600 or visit them online at automaxrental.com/Rome.
At Logical Systems, we take the time to ensure your network is tailored to perform at the highest capacity. Whether upgrading your structured cabling or implementing new technology, Logical Systems helps your organization stay on the cutting edge of an ever-evolving market. Give Logical Systems a call today at 706-234-9896 for your network solutions.
At First Bank Mortgage, we help others get to a better place. Your better place might be a yard for your kids or a bigger home for your growing family. Maybe it's just to refinance your current mortgage. Whatever your better place is, First Bank Mortgage will help you get there. Call 706-232-9458. Voted Best Mortgage Lender 2 years in a row. First Bank Mortgage, 338 West 3rd Street, Rome. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 472433. First Bank Mortgage, helping you get to your better place.
At Georgia Power, our customers are at the center of everything we do. We're investing in technology to increase the resiliency of our power grid, expanding our infrastructure to shorten outage and repair time, and providing a cleaner, more diverse fuel mix with solar and nuclear energy. We're working hard to keep energy at a cost 15% below the national average while maintaining the highest levels of customer service and satisfaction. With reliable energy, the future is in your hands. Learn more at georgiapower.com/reliability.
Welcome back to Dave Hardin Stadium. Logan Maddox and Steve Turrentine with you on the Mountain Coast Network. And it's a big lead for Carrollton at halftime here in Dallas, 56-7. The Trojans with 8 touchdowns in the first half to just 1 for Paulding County, and the number 9 ranked team in Class 6A, doing what a lot of people expected them to do this evening.
Oh, they're just playing really well. They're clicking on all cylinders right now, whether it's running, passing the ball. There's a lot of, but still it's interesting to see because when you're looking at the stats, which what we were doing kind of in that break, there's really, you would think it would be really one-sided, but it's not. As a matter of fact, Paulding County time of possession, they've had it almost double the time that Carrollton has. Carrollton's just extremely efficient with what they're doing, and they're able to break a bunch of runs off. The passing yardage is really similar. The rushing yardage is very lopsided. And right now, Paulding County does not have a defense against the running game right now.
Well, looking at the stats at halftime, and we do want to say a big thank you to Carrollton for giving us the printout stats. I believe the same people who do stats for them are the same people who do stats at West Georgia, so a big shout out to all of them and the Wolves, but big thank you to all the people at Carrollton for hooking us up with halftime stats. We'll start out with Carrollton. Total offense, 419 yards in that first half to just 191 for Paulding County. And the difference has been rushing yards, it feels like, for Carrollton. 165 rushing yards for Carrollton to just 1 for Paulding County.
Well, and when you look at it, you got Braden Malden, who's had the biggest gain. That's not a good sign.
Certainly is not. He's finished the first half with a net of 8 rushing yards, and he's your leading rusher. That's not very good for Paulding County. So we'll see if the Patriots can try to open up the running game in the second half. You would imagine that early in the second half, Carrollton's going to be putting in backups, if not at the very start of the third quarter. And you can try to get some consistency going on offense. But right now you've just seen, let's shoot it straight, a Carrollton team that's one of the best teams in Class 6A. And they've played like it. Yeah, and playing like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Putting it on a Paulding County team that is good, that can be sneaky. But tonight they just couldn't match what Carrollton had in that first half.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Carrollton's putting it all together. They're playing really, really well on both sides of the ball, and they're just putting it on them right now.
Continuing with some individual stats, 5 rushes for 142 yards and 3 touchdowns for Bryce Hicks. this is a kid that, if you're in the market for a sophomore running back or a guy that's going to be a senior in a couple of years, you're keeping your eye on Carrollton, Georgia, because Bryce Hicks is going to be one of the most sought-after running backs in the nation, not just in this region, not just in the state, in the nation. This kid is just unbelievable. He's the real deal. You had a 14-yard run for Kelvin Hill and a 9-yard run for M.J. Morris as well. Passing for the Trojans, M.J. Morris 10 for 17 passing, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. And also Terrell Carmichael, the receiver on that receiver pass, the trick play, he completed a 66-yard pass for a touchdown also.
Morris.
Two Morris. Back to the quarterback. Receiving looks like this for the Trojans. 4 receptions, 82 yards, 1 touchdown for Ace Williamson. 2 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown for Terrell Carmichael. 2 receptions for 30 yards for Takari Lipscomb. And then finally, M.J. Morris, the quarterback, caught that wide receiver pass for a 66-yard score. Punt returns, a 77-yard touchdown on the punt return for Terrell Carmichael. That one really opened this one up. And then also a 15-yard kick return for Bryce Hicks for Carrollton. You look over for Paulding County, and the Patriots' leading rusher, we mentioned it just a moment ago, 8 yards on 4 carries for Braden Malden. You've got 6 yards on 2 carries for J.P. Pruitt. You've also got 5 yards on 4 carries for Mason Hamilton and 4 yards on 4 carries for J.J. Kelly. Passing for the Patriots, 12 for 19 on the night for Braden Malden in the first half, 190 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked 1 time. Receiving, a good first half for Francier Chardavon, 6 catches, 91 yards and a score, 5 catches, 95 yards, and no touchdowns for Khalil Jones. And then Frederick Sumlin had a catch for 4 yards. Got to think that somebody receiving-wise is going to have to step it up because Carrollton's keying in on Chardavon and Jones.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to be able to spread it out. That's one thing but typically what we see with Paulding County is you do seem to have in one game, there's just one receiver that seems to have that connection with or is getting open. Right now, you're exactly right. They're starting to either spread back into a cover 2 and they're moving those safeties over to kind of shade those sides that Chardavon's on and Jones. So, yeah, we need to have somebody kind of step up and make some plays.
Looking at the scoring summary, it started out 35 seconds into the game with a 60-yard touchdown run for Bryce Hicks. That made it 7-0 after the Shavik Baskus extra point. They doubled that lead with a 14-0 lead, making it 5:36 to go in the first quarter with a 20-yard touchdown run for Bryce Hicks. Then M.J. Morris had his first touchdown of the evening late in the first quarter, a 66-yard touchdown reception from Terrell Carmichael. That made it 21-0 with 2:32 left to play in the first quarter. A couple more scores in the first quarter. It was a very scoring-friendly first period of action as Francier Chardavon caught a 32-yard touchdown pass from Braden Malden with 1:37 to go. That's the only touchdown of the first half for the Patriots. That made it 21-7. Then Carrollton got back at it. They scored several more touchdowns in the first half, 5 more to close it out. They had a touchdown run from Bryce Hicks. They had a punt return from Terrell Carmichael. 2 touchdown passes from M.J. Morris, 1 to Ace Williamson and 1 to Terrell Carmichael. And then they had a 35-yard pick 6. Amari Hall took it back to the house. 56-7, Carrollton all over Paulding County. Steve, what are your thoughts on the first half, and what does Paulding County need to do?
Well, right now they've got to in a lot of ways you're going to have to say you just got to keep doing what you're doing. You've just got to keep playing hard. You got to keep working hard, which they are doing. Like I said, they've just got to take it. They've had the ball. I think it was with the time of possession was like 15 minutes for Paulding County, or somewhere around in there, somewhere around 8 minutes for Carrollton. But yet, they've got to take advantage of that. They're moving the ball down the field, but they're not getting any points at the end. They've got to be able to do that. And then the other thing is, like the 2 turnovers that hurt them. But it's not crushed them because it's kind of come towards the end after it was already, the score was a little lopsided as it was. But they've just got to keep playing hard. They've got to keep, like I said earlier, they've got to play possession to possession, not really get focused too much on the score. But they've got to gain a little bit of that momentum back, a little bit of those confidence back.
56-7, Carrollton on top of Paulding County here at the midway point. We're going to step aside here on Mountain Coast Network. We're going to hear from some more of our sponsors. We appreciate them and all they do for us. And we'll come back with some scores that we can find of games around the area. We'll also talk about some college football and NFL football on Sunday. So don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here on the Mountain Coast Network. 56-7, Carrollton on top of Paulding County here at halftime.
Georgia Highlands College has got you covered. With more in-person, remote, and hybrid class options than ever before, you can take classes the way you want from virtually anywhere. That means at GHC, it's the right time, the right place, at the right price. Did you know GHC has one of the lowest tuition rates in the country? That's right. You don't have to pay more for the same classes you would take at other colleges. Get your 2-year or 4-year degree right here at home. Now's your chance to take charge at Georgia Highlands College. Visit us today at highlands.edu to learn how you can take classes virtually anywhere and land a career in one of many rapidly growing fields. Again, that's highlands.edu. Highlands.edu.
It doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior or a star under the local lights. Sometimes it's just not that easy to bounce up and walk it off. That's why Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab is here to keep you healthy on and off the field. Our licensed and certified therapists and trainers provide quality health care designed to get you back on your feet as quickly as possible. And our urgent care offices are conveniently located where you work and play. Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab offers the experience and technology needed to get you back in the game. Find out more at floyd.org.
If another crisis happens, will your job be secure? Find a career path where you are essential. Georgia Northwestern Technical College offers programs of study in business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 convenient campus locations. Take day, evening, or online classes to get your degree, diploma, or certificate. Apply now. Visit us on the web at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Be essential.
When in Rome, be sure to stop by your Martha Berry Highway or East Rome McDonald's after the game. They're open 24 hours in the lobby and drive-thru to serve you. And remember, they serve fresh, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and $1.29 any size coffee, hot or iced, along with $1 any size soft drinks and sweet tea. Download the McDonald's app for great deals and earn loyalty and rewards points for every purchase toward free food. Your Martha Berry and East Rome McDonald's are proud supporters of Northwest Georgia's students and athletes.
And welcome back to the Mountain Coast Network. Logan Maddox with you, Steve Turrentine also here at Dave Hardin Stadium. The Paulding County High School Marching Band doing a great job with, I believe it's the Beatles tribute, their halftime show this year, as they've got the John Lennon picture out there. They've also got a lot of peace, love, and good tunes vibes out there. Some posters hung up, and a great job making those as well by all the great folks here at Paulding County High School. But unfortunately, a big deficit for the Patriots on the scoreboard after 24 minutes of play. It is 56-7. Paulding County trailing the Carrollton Trojans, one of the top programs in the entire state, not just in Class 6A. And they've come in with a great game plan, and they lead Paulding County. You just got to give credit where it's due. Carrollton's a good team, and Paulding County's a good team too. Steve, we're looking forward to seeing who's got the dog in them and who's going to come up and step up for Paulding County in the second half.
No, you're exactly right. And I know it's cliche, but you really are. There's a pride issue here that you're wanting to see when there's a game that's so lopsided like this, and even when you're playing well, things aren't going your way. That's a great learning lesson for these kids to understand, you know what, even though it's like that, we're going to still play hard. We're going to still come out. We're going to still support each other. We're still going to do our jobs. And that's a hard lesson. It's easy to start getting mad and start, having multiple penalties for, hitting late or whatever. You've got to teach them. They've got to be under control. They've still got to play hard. They got to play things the right way, and they got to keep fighting back.
Well, we're here at halftime. We do want to take a time out to look at some other scores around the area, and unfortunately not a lot of reception here in the press box, so not able to find many scores going on at games around here in northwest Georgia and metro Atlanta. We see that Haralson County's on top of Callaway 28-0 at halftime. We got that Cedartown is leading Northwest Whitfield 29-3 at halftime. and Temple trailing Heard County 28-7 at halftime. Here in Region 5 6A, Rome all over East Paulding 28-0. That one late in or midway through the third quarter. And no surprise there. That's who Paulding County's playing next week, making the drive over to East Paulding High School. Big county rivalry. And, of course, the Patriots are trying to put this one in the rear view. They're going to try to get a big win next week, taking on a good Raiders squad. But right now, both teams trailing to two of the top teams in the region, Carrollton and Trojan, and Carrollton and Rome, and trailing pretty big in both of those games. But as we sit here, it's Friday night, Steve. You know what that means tomorrow is it's college football
Absolutely,
day.
yeah.
All day long. So are you one of the people that get up at like 9 a.m., turn on College Game Day, and just watch it all?
Well, I've got it set. I've got it DVR'd to just in case I'm typically up by then. But just in case something else is going on that my wife has something for me to do, then I'll have it taped just in case. But, yeah. She's pretty awesome. She usually watches it with me, actually, but there are times that we've got to get some stuff done on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm always taping it, but I love watching that and then moving right into the 12 o'clock games.
Yeah, speaking of significant others, my girlfriend, I was on the way home last week from the West Georgia game, and Auburn had just kicked off. We're Auburn fans. That's the cross we bear. And she texted me, and she was like, man, LSU's already scored. And I was on the way home, and I was just like, I've never been more proud of you that you're watching the Auburn game
and I'm not there.
all by
That's
yourself.
Right.
Yeah. But as we're here in college football season, we do want to highlight some of the games this weekend. And you're listening to the Mountain Coast Network. We carry Shorter Hawks football, and the Hawks back in action tomorrow at home. Had a good game last week against Valdosta State. Almost shocked the Blazers. Had a good first half. Just couldn't keep it going in the second half. Shorter will try to shock the nation as they host undefeated and 10th-ranked West Alabama. That game at Barron Stadium. Airtime at 12:30 Eastern Time tomorrow. Kickoff at 1 p.m. right here on the Mountain Coast Network. And for Paulding County listeners, make sure to tune in as former Patriot offensive lineman Nehemiah Bing. He is a Shorter Hawk. And good luck to Bing and the rest of the Hawks tomorrow as they take on West Alabama up in Rome. Some other games here in the state of Georgia. Number 13th ranked West Georgia. They're hitting the road at Mississippi College. That one starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow. The Berry Vikings up in Rome. They're not going to be in Rome tomorrow. They're going to be over in Jackson, Mississippi, taking on Millsaps. Berry trying to bounce back after losing a big conference game last week to Trinity of Texas. Reinhardt, the Eagles, they're hosting Bluefield. That one's a big conference game for Reinhardt. That one kicks off at noon tomorrow up in Waleska. Jacksonville State, just across the state line, they have their homecoming game as they host Stephen F. Austin. Kickoff at 4 p.m. on ESPN Plus. And again, for Paulding County listeners, Keyshawn Jackson, former Patriot wide receiver, he's now at Jacksonville State. Good luck to Jackson and the rest of the Gamecocks tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Plus, the homecoming game against Stephen F. Austin. Western Carolina hosts Mercer. That one up in the North Carolina mountains, 3:30 p.m. kickoff on ESPN Plus. Then some SEC games tomorrow. Got a big one at noon. 13th ranked Arkansas, 17th ranked Ole Miss, noon on ESPN. And Steve, that one's interesting because you got a team that got crushed by Georgia and Arkansas, a team that got crushed by Alabama and Ole Miss. I think you'll learn more about Georgia and Alabama just watching this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. And what you got to see, too, so, both of those were thought to be going into it. They were going to give Georgia, Arkansas was going to give Georgia the first real big test. Ole Miss was going to give Alabama the biggest, one of their biggest tests. Everybody, because Kiffin got their popcorn ready and everything, and then it just didn't happen at all. Neither one of them were close at any point of the time, and I think that kind of sets that standard and helps people realize that it's really right now it's Alabama and Georgia, and then there's a pretty good gap between the rest. But yeah, you're right. Who knows? There's a lot can happen. But yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting game and a good game to watch.
Again, a great job by the Paulding County High School Marching Band, the pride of Paulding County, doing a great job in the background. And a big round of applause for them, and they've earned it. Great job this evening. Some more SEC games tomorrow. You've got Vanderbilt at number 20 Florida. The Gators trying to bounce back after an unbelievable loss to Kentucky last week. That one noon on the SEC Network. One more noon SEC game, Tennessee hosting South Carolina on ESPN2. That one could be a fun one.
Yeah, it could be.
In the SEC East, trying to find out more about some of these unranked teams. But the big one tomorrow, the Deep South's oldest rivalry, Auburn and Georgia. 18th ranked Tigers, number 2 ranked Bulldogs down on the Plains in Auburn. 3:30 p.m. kickoff on CBS. Georgia 14.5-point favorite. And Steve mentioned that I'm an Auburn fan. I'd be shocked if Georgia does not cover because those Bulldogs are legit.
Yeah, they're the real deal right now, I tell you. And their defense is some of the best that I've seen in a while. And but they're fun to watch. But you can throw a lot of that out the window when you have a rivalry like Georgia and Auburn does.
Then some more games tomorrow. North Texas at Missouri, 4 p.m. kickoff on the SEC Network. You've got LSU at number 16 ranked Kentucky. The Wildcats trying to stay undefeated. That's a night game, 7:30 at Kroger Field up at the old grocery store in Lexington, Kentucky.
I'm not meaning to giggle, but I thought, how often have we said that in college football?
I know, right?
In this time in the season,
Kentucky
trying to be undefeated.
Well, it's just what you were expecting coming in. The 3 undefeated SEC teams to this point: Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky.
Yeah, just like normal, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Kentucky can try to stay undefeated as well. Number 1 Alabama on the road at Texas A&M, but Kyle Field, I think they need more than 12 men to take down Alabama. 8 p.m. on CBS. Now, covering some Paulding County High School alumni who are playing at the next level over the weekend. We mentioned Keyshawn Jackson and Jack Stade and Nehemiah Bing and Shorter, but how about Silas Modaset, the defensive back at Austin Peay? They're hosting Southeast Missouri State at 4 p.m. on ESPN+. That game up in Tennessee. Good luck to Modaset and Austin Peay. Also, Tony Lazurica, the running back for Mars Hill. They host Barton, 1:30 p.m. tomorrow up in North Carolina. Good luck to Mars Hill. Also, Matt Frey, he's a walk-on kicker and punter at Georgia Tech. They're playing Duke on the road, 12:30 on Bally Sports South. 2018 graduate Lamar Adams, he's with Guilford. Up in Virginia, they're hosting Shenandoah. That's at noon tomorrow up on the Appalachian Mountains. Make sure to tune into that one. And then Deontay Ruffin, 2016 Paulding County graduate. He's stuck around, and he's over at Western Kentucky. They're hosting Texas San Antonio, 7 p.m. tomorrow. And then finally, the Pro Patriot, Antonio Gandy Golden. He's with Washington. Big win for them over the Atlanta Falcons last week.
Yeah.
That was a close one. Came down to a great finish. And so Gandy Golden and Washington, they're hosting New Orleans at 1 p.m. Sunday on CBS. And then finally, the Atlanta Falcons. They are taking on the New York Jets across the pond over in London. 9:30 Eastern Time kickoff Sunday on CBS. And that should be a fun one to tune into. Or NBC, I think it might be on. But should be interesting to see how the Falcons try to battle back in that one. We're here at halftime, just about finishing up the halftime show. Second half about to begin with Carrollton leading 56-7 over Paulding County. Keys to the second half, just trying to battle back here for Paulding County.
Yeah, absolutely. You're playing for pride right now. You want to keep playing hard. You want to keep doing your job. You can't lose focus, and really that goes for both teams. I mean, Carrollton wants to do the same thing. They can't just, They can't just say, well, we've got this big lead. We're going to whether you're worried about them coming back and losing, you're not worried about that. But you can't. I know one thing about Coach King is not that he wants perfection, but he wants them to play well. He wants them to continue to stay focused. He wants them to continue to do their job, not get sloppy, and finish this game out.
So Paulding County with a big deficit at the midway point. Here on the Mountain Coast Network, Paulding County Patriots football brought to you all season. And make sure to support our sponsors. They allow us to bring you high school football every week of the season, and we thank them for all they do for us. So make sure to thank them in turn. Our sponsors include Georgia Highlands College, Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab, Logical Systems, McDonald's of East Rome and Armuchee, First Bank Mortgage, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Georgia Power, and Automax. Paulding County will be getting the ball to start out the second half, and that's good news for the Patriots because you get a chance to get your offense out there, get some rhythm going, and just try to forget all about that first half. Return team back out there for the Patriots. J.P. Pruitt, the return man, heads to his place over at the 2-yard line. And we got the backup kicker in the game for Carrollton. It's Jacob Russell, the junior.
Yeah, I think this second half we're going to be saying that quite often. We're going to be seeing some backups in there, and they're used to playing. I mean, they've played a lot of snaps. Matter of fact, they're on the leaderboard in a couple of spots.
And Carrollton, one of their backup kickoff coverage men thought that he wasn't supposed to be
they've
on the
only
field.
got 10 on the field right now.
So let's see if Paulding County can do something with it. Pruitt fields it at the 2, gets to the right side, and he is knocked down at the 15. So even with 10 men, they drop him quickly. Good coverage there on the kickoff by Carrollton, and Paulding County's backed all the way up to their own 15-yard line. So not the best starting field position here for the Patriots, and we've said that a couple of times tonight. Braden Malden, the senior gunslinger, back out there for the Patriots. And as far as we can tell, still the starters out there for Paulding County, which is good to see. You want to get them a few more drives.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even though the game has pretty much been decided, you still want to see them get something going here. You've got one receiver to either side, a tight end and an H-back to the right, and they'll run it that way with Mason Hamilton. Jukes inside, gets a gain of 5-6 yards, and he's knocked down just past the 20, down to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, good hard run right there by Hamilton. Just did a really good job. Comes up holding his arm a little bit, kind of waving to the side. There comes JJ in now. But, yeah, he came up kind of holding that right arm of his.
You look up, it's a 7-yard carry for Mason Hamilton. That makes it 2nd down and 3 now. Up to the 22 of Paulding County. They'll run it with J.J. Kelly here. 1st down and more, up past the 25, knocked down at the 28-yard line. Good carry by J.J. Kelly, move those chains.
Yeah, absolutely. Just 2 really good back-to-back runs. Something they didn't get at all in the first half.
7 for Hamilton, 6 for J.J. Kelly, and the Patriots move the sticks via the run. 1st and 10 now on their own 28. And running it again. Here's J.J. Kelly hitting the backfield, keeps those legs churning. They aren't big, but they're big enough to keep him moving, and he gains 1. He's not a big kid, but he plays much bigger than he really is.
Yeah, they've got him listed at 5'9", 176, and but he's a stout, strong-looking young man, and runs the ball really, really well.
Makes it 2nd
runs
down.
Runs hard, runs strong, yeah.
Yes, indeed. 2nd and 9 now. Ball on the 29 of the Patriots. And it's play action. They'll pass here, and they look for Chardavon, but overthrew him that time. A little too hot to catch it for Chardavon. That makes it 3rd and 9.
Yeah, they had that slant open, and just threw it way, well, I would say way in front of him. Good couple of yards in front.
3rd and 9 now, ball on their own 29. Need to get it up to the 38 for a 1st down. Same formation with a tight end and an H-back to the right. One receiver to either side. Malden in the pistol and J.J. Kelly behind him. He claps one time, then looks to the left side to the offensive coordinator. They get the play call in. 3rd down and ready to go. Malden gets the snap. Looking left side. He's got Chardavon. Caught it. 1st down. Up to the 41-yard line. A big catch from Chardavon, 12 yards, and enough to move the chains again.
Such a good route. They're playing the receivers. They're giving them a pretty good little cushion. Hopkins on this side was giving him a cushion too, and Chardavon did a good job of running hard off the ball, making him backpedal, and then just made a sharp cut on his out route to the sideline and good timing route. Ball was in the air before he even turned around.
Need to get it past midfield for a 1st down here on 1st and 10. And they are going to run it. They give it to J.J. Kelly, a big juke. He's up over the 45, down to the 47. J.J. Kelly getting some momentum running the ball here.
Absolutely. You know, I'm noticing a lot of, I think at least a couple of the down linemen, the defensive linemen are must be 2nd string, but the linebackers and safeties and the defensive backs are still the first string.
You got Bryce Hicks at defensive back, the sophomore running back who has torched Paulding County on offense. Play action on 2nd and medium. Malden, he's going to tuck it and run, gets up to midfield. He'll gain about 4 yards there, makes it 3rd and 1. Good run there by Braden Malden.
It was. I think if he had to do over again, he might have waited a little, about 1.5 yards to make that slide. I think he had a little room, more room than he thinks he did. Not enough to get that 1st down, but comes up just a tad short.
3rd down and 1 now, ball at the 50. Need to get it up to the 49.
They're stacking the box big time.
They are going to run it. Stretch play left side for J.J. Kelly. 1st down. He gets it all the way up to the 45. Gains 5. And J.J. Kelly gets the 3rd 1st down of this drive for Paulding County. Would imagine that we're going to see a running clock here in the 2nd half with a 49-point difference, and there's 7:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. But, hey, Paulding County moving the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting those 1st downs, which is big.
One receiver to either side, tight end and a fullback on the right side. Malden in the pistol. Behind him is number, is that 22? That is 22. Just making sure. I almost looked like 32 for a second. They're going to pass.
Out of fade route.
They looking left side. It's Chardavon. He's caught it at the 15 and knocked out of bounds. Franzier Chardavon behind the defensive back all the way down to the 14-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, that you couldn't. That was well covered. It's such a great route. Like I said, it's a little fade route, but a great throw by Malden. Just angled it in perfectly.
31 yards from Malden. Let's try that again. 31 yards from Malden to Chardavon. And it's 1st and 10 inside the 15. They haven't gotten out of this formation yet, but it's worked so far. Malden claps and now looks to the sideline again. Moving Odubimi in motion right to left. He's the fullback. Low snap. Malden digs it up, hands it off to J.J. Kelly. Cuts upfield, trying to get it to the 10. He won't make it there, but he gains a few yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, that was not a great. I couldn't tell if it was just a bad snap or it just slipped out of Malden's hands, but he did a good job picking it up and still got the handoff to J.J. Kelly.
That time, you're right, when he picked it up, he had just enough time to put his arm out there, that long arm, and give it to J.J. But he's able to get a couple of yards out of that, what could have been a busted play, and it's 2nd and 8. Two receivers to the right now, bringing one in motion. Malden will look that way. Nothing there. He's going to scramble to his left. He'll throw on the run, and it's incomplete. Had Frederick Sumlin out there, but threw it too high and too far away from him. That brings up 3rd down and 8 now for this Patriot offense. They are down 56-7. 5:01 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Trips right, one receiver to the left. We'll see what Braden Malden can do. Carrollton showing some pressure here, bringing up a linebacker. Looking like they're going to blitz. Malden in the pistol. Behind him is Mason Hamilton. They will pass right side, and it's caught by Khalil Jones. He reaches out. Ball comes out, and Carrollton recovers in the end zone. A flag is down. As of now, it would be a touchback, but they're signaling incomplete. Let's check and see.
I don't know if it was incomplete.
Looked like a completion,
yeah,
for
I thought
sure.
it was complete. He was just stretching to try to get it across the goal line, but the flag came out before he was.
So, and that does make sense. The receiver looked like he was already all over Khalil Jones as he caught the ball. So maybe the Patriots get a break that time, but I agree with you. It looked like a completion and a fumble, but either way, it's going to be Paulding County ball, even if it was a completion and a fumble. So the Patriots will have it 1st and goal now, I would imagine. That still says 3rd down and short. So it may still be 3rd and short. We'll go with that for now. 3rd and 2 for Paulding County. And Carrollton almost jumping offside. The middle linebacker, Brody Bradburn, comes up and stays behind the nose of the football. Heavy set look to the right, high snap. He hands it off to Hamilton. He's hitting the backfield. He'll go nowhere. Mason Hamilton loses 2 yards, and it's 4th down.
Also 3 on the play to bring up 4th and 4.
Carrollton's defense just gang tackling.
Yeah,
It's
anytime
so
they get
disciplined.
3rd and short or 4th and short, they really, really stack the box. Makes it really difficult to get any type of, especially inside the tackles.
So now it's 4th down and 3 for Paulding County. J.J. Kelly comes back into the game. Mason Hamilton heads to the sideline. One receiver to the right, 3 to the left. Kelly behind the senior quarterback, Malden. 4th and 3. Bringing Sumlin in motion. Malden looking left side. He'll throw. Chardavon tips and loses it. It's picked off by Carrollton. And they are going to take it out of the end zone. He's hit from behind and dropped at the 3. And Paulding County wastes a scoring opportunity there. Just not able to catch it.
And that was in his hands. It kind of looked, it popped in and out of his hands. He tried to find it. About that time, it was Hopkins, I guess, that he ended up getting the interception.
So.
Yeah. Again, you hate to say bad luck. It's just not going their way right now. Moved the ball well down the field, just could not get it in.
So big-time interception there for Carrollton in the end zone. Denies the score for Paulding County on the first drive of the second half. They run a ton of time off. There's now just 3 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Looks like a new quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. 3 receivers to the right now, 1 goes to the left. They'll run it on first down, and what a carry. He's in the open, and he will score. 96 yards for Carrollton, but hold on a minute. Tyler Smith chasing him down, but he just can't catch up to him. 96-yard touchdown run for Carrollton. That's Jamon Evans again, the junior.
I don't know if he was touched. And it's just a straight, what we used to call a belly dive. It was just a straight handoff right behind the center. And I don't know if anybody touched him. That's a big, big hole.
Man, Carrollton continues to pour it on at 62-7. Jamon Evans that time, you're right, didn't look like he got touched, and he had the speed to pull away. Tyler Smith, the defensive back on the near side, almost caught up to him, but if it was 150 yards, maybe he tackles him. Extra point up and good again. This time, not sure who the kicker was. Maybe number 15. We're going to go with number 15, Seth Childers.
So if it's 15 or 19, but yeah.
Extra point good. That makes it 63-7 with 1:43 and ticking here in the third quarter. Running clock here on the second half. And we do want to appreciate you here over the PA shouting us out, the Mountain Coast Network. We appreciate that. Glad to be bringing the Patriots games here to you each week. We're back on the road next week, Steve, at East Paulding.
Yep.
Steve will unfortunately not be able to be with us. He's got some other plans he's got to attend to, and that's okay. We'll see you next week, the following week at South Paulding. But should be a big game, county rivalry, and a chance to bounce back after this one for the Patriots. So kicking it off here, and a good kick for Jacob Russell. It's going to be fielded at the 5 by J.P. Pruitt. Takes it up the center of the field. He's knocked down at the 21. He gets some space that time, but Carrollton special teams, their backups are so disciplined, well coached.
They stay in their lanes really, really well.
They know exactly what to do to kind of sniff out a big return, and J.P. Pruitt will get it over the 20, and that's it. So now Paulding County, the offense back out there, drove the length of the field and then had an interception in the end zone on 4th down and 4 inside the 10 their last time out.
They got a lot more, looks like a pretty good bit of more subs in there this time. I notice Hopkins is out. It's probably a pretty smart move.
1 receiver to either side, a tight end and a fullback to the right side. They're going to run it that way with J.P. Pruitt trying to get the edge, not able to. This is a quick defense, and he's hitting the backfield. That's going to lose a couple. They'll say he got back up to the 20, so it's a loss of just 1, and that's how the third quarter will come to an end, Steve, with a loss of 1 for J.P. Pruitt.
Yeah, and it could have been worse, to be honest with you. He did a good job just kind of diving forward. They do such a good job. They just forced that thing out. He kept trying to get to the end, to get to the edge and turn it up, but just never could get there.
So there's 3 quarters in the books, and Carrollton leads 63-7 here over Paulding County in Dallas. We are going to head to a commercial break. We'll come back with the start of the fourth quarter after this here on the Mountain Coast Network.
When it comes to college, you don't have to pay more to get more. Georgia Highlands College offers more value at the price you want. More focus on your goals. More preparation for your future. More help navigating your path to success. And with more in-person, remote, and hybrid class options than ever before, you don't have to pay more for the same classes you can get right here at home. Start taking charge of your future and let us show you how to pay less and get more today. Visit highlands.edu. That's highlands.edu.
Welcome back to Dave Hardin Stadium. Logan Maddox and Steve Turrentine with you. It's 63-7, Carrollton on top of Paulding County, start of the fourth quarter. And Paulding County has the ball, 2nd down and 11 on their own 20-yard line. Patriots driving left to right here from the home press box as we start the fourth quarter of play. He'll throw on a slant and almost caught. Looked like it was going to be intercepted, then almost caught by Frederick Sumlin, but the junior couldn't haul it in. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Sumlin, the far side receiver, had Chardavon, the slot receiver, on the left side. They went for Sumlin, number 10, the junior, and might have been too low of a pass for him. 3rd and 11 now. Trying to get it up to the 31 for a first down. 2 receivers to either side, 4 wide for the Patriots. Malden in the gun. He'll back up, now roll out to his left, trying to find someone open. Sidesteps the defender, and he's hit from behind and sacked, and that'll bring up 4th down and 12.
There's nobody there. Nobody available. There comes some subs in. But, yeah, there's just nobody there.
Paulding County will punt it away now, and Clay Walters back out there to kick this one off. We've seen Bryce Wardlaw punt it so far this season. He is the backup kicker and punter, another senior, but Walters will punt this one away. He stands at his own 6, and a reserve punt returner back there for Carrollton. He stands on his own 45. We believe that's, well, we'll check the number. No one around Walters. He'll hold it and run to his right. Now kicks it away. It's a good punt. Takes a Paulding County roll inside the 40, now to the 30, inside the 30, and continues to roll. It's going to roll all the way down to the 26, so a very good punt there by Clay Walters to flip field position. The returner that time was Keyshawn Johnson, the sophomore, but just nothing he could do there.
No, not at all. It's not a whole lot left to say. It's just been it's been all Carrollton.
It has been. That was a good punt by Walters, and, you know, the lack of rush by Carrollton, obviously you're up by 8 touchdowns, not trying to go for a punt block. Walters, a good job by the senior to hold on to it, let his kick coverage team, punt coverage team, whatever you want to call them, get down the field before sending that one off. Rolls all the way down to the 26. That's where Carrollton will have it. It took one play to score last time up, and they took Jamon Evans out. Now they'll hand it off here on 1st down and 10. Nice little carry up to the 35. They gained 4 yards there on the carry. It's number 20, Donovan McCoy, the sophomore. Carrollton has had so many people touch the rock this evening, but they've all been deadly. And McCoy no different. Brings up 2nd down and 6 yards here. Ball on their own 30. 4 wide receivers. Kemp, the backup quarterback in the game. High snap to him. He'll get it. He'll hand it off to McCoy. McCoy will get it up to the 32, running between the tackles, but then he's pushed back and brought down. J. Rod Abrams in the vicinity. Alongside him was Ray McElderry on the tackle. 3rd down now for this Trojan offense, but after a short gain there by Donovan McCoy, it's 3rd and manageable. We'll say 3rd down and 3. Paulding County going to fall to 2-4 with this loss. They'll be 0-3 in region play. Not what you wanted this evening, but Carrollton, a great program. They run it with McCoy on 3rd down, and he's ripped down close to the marker, and the initial call is to move the chains. So McCoy needed 3. He got 3 yards and half a centimeter. Good run by McCoy, though, the sophomore, showing some good things. And Donovan McCoy, you look at him and you say, well, he could be a starter for other teams in this region, but he's a sophomore behind another sophomore in Bryce Hicks that could start for pretty much any high school in the state. 1st and 10 now. Carrollton has it on their own 36, and running clock here in the 4th quarter, 7:49 to go and ticking. 2 receivers to the left, a tight end and a receiver to the right. They are going to throw it an RPO there, and the ball hits the turf as Kemp kept it that time. He was trying to throw it to the tight end in motion. The intended receiver was number 24, Zion Cooley, the freshman, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, it was an odd-looking play, wasn't it? It was almost like he was going to run it, then he decided at the last minute to throw it and ended up throwing it kind of at his feet.
The backup quarterback in the game, Malik Kemp, 6'1", 200 pounds, and this is a guy that's probably going to be running the offense next year for Carrollton. And he's got the build very similar to MJ Morris. And I wouldn't imagine you have to change up the offense too much with him in the game. They're going to run it again. It's McCoy on the right side. A sweep, cuts up field, and he's got a big gain. Still fighting through arm tackles. Carries him all the way past midfield and down to the 49-yard line.
He was hit about 3 yards before getting the 1st down and ended up carrying people about 7 more yards. That was a hard run.
About a 15-yard run there for Donovan McCoy. And another big first down for Carrollton, and most importantly for the Trojans, keeps that clock running. Got 6.5 to play, and they lead it by 56 points. Tight end on the right along with another receiver, 2 receivers to the left, and McCoy between the tackles. J-Rod Abrams trying to bring him down, and he'll slow him down enough until some teammates can help clean it up. He gets it up to the 45-yard line. Gains 4 yards, and it's 2nd and 4, or 2nd and 6. So, Steve, not much you can say about this game. Paulding County will try to put this in the rear view, and
Absolutely.
They'll start focusing on East Paulding. Should be a great matchup next week here in the county. It's always fun taking on these county teams. Back-to-back weeks, you'll hit the road but won't go very far.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just means more when you're playing these county games.
It does. It definitely does.
These are guys you've grown up playing against, and with them being region games, they still matter all the same. Handoff to McCoy, left side, stays on his feet, eluding tacklers, and he gets it down to the 30. Another good run there for Donovan McCoy. Gains a dozen, and McCoy quietly here in the fourth quarter. He's got 6 carries, 41 yards.
He just keeps gaining yards, and just when you think you get him, he's able to just pull out another 4 or 5.
Clock rolling towards 5 minutes to play in this one. Pistol formation, Malik Kemp, the backup quarterback, to his right, Donovan McCoy. High snap again. Kemp gets it, hands it to McCoy. McCoy almost has the ball ripped away from him, stays on his feet, gets it up to the 25. Now the offensive line trying to push behind him, but not able to go very far. It's gain of 5 yards, though, for Donovan McCoy. Paulding County went for the strip, but couldn't bring him down. Instead, he stayed on his feet.
Yeah, he's hard to bring down. He's tough. He runs the ball really, really well. He's hit some pretty good cutback lanes too, or hit some cutback lanes a couple of times. That shows that he has some pretty good vision.
So 2nd down and 5 now for the Trojan offense. 4 minutes and 19 seconds left to play in this game. The Trojans are going to improve to 6-1 on the year. They'll be 3-1 in region play, still dreaming of a region title if some things can happen for them, as they'll have a screen pass here on the left side completed to Jaden Thompson. He gets inside the red zone up to the 20, and he's dropped at the 19-yard line. First down again for Carrollton. 1st and 10 now on the screen pass to Jaden Thompson, and the clock continues to go down. 3:45 left, and Patriots fans have stayed in the stands.
Yeah, they have.
Just
they
now
sure have.
heading out. Although the game's been decided since really the first quarter, they've stuck around and cheered on their team. Back to the drawing board for head coach Van Spence and the rest of this coaching staff, and they'll try to start preparing as early as this evening, as soon as they get home for East Paulding. They run it with McCoy. Right up the middle, McCoy with a great hole. Good blocking by the offensive line. He gains 5 more.
McCoy on the carry for a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd.
Carrollton with just a stable of running backs here. And here's the thing, you never want to even talk about injuries, but if there was ever anything to occur, you've got to feel good if you're a Carrollton fan, because you're so deep at that position. But obviously when you got the sophomore Bryce Hicks, he's a guy that is going to be getting all region, all state top nominations. And after seeing the performance this evening, Steve, I'm all for it. I agree with
I fully agree with it. He does so many things well, and on both sides of the ball, which is unusual too at this level. But and we've seen him make an impact not only offensively but defensively.
You saw Kelvin Hill with a nice run. Jamon Evans had a great touchdown, 96 yards away. And then Donovan McCoy here in the fourth quarter with 50 yards on 8 carries. Carrollton continues to tote the rock and find some success with it. Now under 3 minutes to play in this game. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. They run it with McCoy on a sweep to the right side. And he can't get the edge, loses his footing and falls on his face at the 19. And McCoy, you heard Steve laugh, some other people laugh. He just lost his balance that time. He was trying to run a little too quickly, I think.
It just shows the kind of player he is, though, is he tried his best to stay up and just couldn't do it.
Quan Philpott, the sophomore for Paulding County, in the vicinity, trying to make a tackle. He would have made the tackle if McCoy could have stayed on his feet. Do want to shout out all the coaches for Paulding County. Head coach Van Spence, offensive coordinator Trent Thompson, He's quarterback coach as well. Rich Foster, the assistant head coach and offensive line coach. Nick Brown coaches the offensive line. Brandon Bowman and Colton Ballou coach the receivers. Brian Jacobson, running back coach and running game coordinator. And Brad Wood, an offensive assistant. Had a good game plan. They could move the ball, just couldn't score tonight against Carrollton. Carrollton running again, right side with McCoy. Spins around, ball on the turf. Who's going to come up with it? Paulding County says they have it. And waiting for the scramble to come away, and it looks like Carrollton
kept it, yeah.
So it goes in the books as a gain of a couple of yards for Donovan McCoy. Shout out to those coaches for Paulding County, and the defensive coaches did all they could as well. Coach Umbre Brown is going to try to turn it up a notch next week as they try to shut down a very talented rushing attack for East Paulding. Justin Williams, West Virginia commit at running back. He's going to be a guy to look out for a week from tonight. Umbre Brown, the defensive coordinator. He's helped out by defensive line coach Gene Reynolds. Also defensive back coach Dylan Hamilton, and special teams coordinator and defensive assistant Troy Vincent. Trips left, tight end to the left. They run it again. Here's Evans up the middle, and he scores again. Jamon Evans makes it 69-7. And with under a minute to play, Carrollton scores again.
Wow. Nothing like not like they're trying to rub it in. They're
just is what it is.
They're just running the ball, and we can't. I mean, it's every run has been basic. Well, except for maybe a couple have been tackle to tackle. We just can't get in there and get a stop.
And with the running clock, that'll do it. They won't be able to get the extra point team back out there. 69-7, Carrollton wins, and wins big. And a tip of the cap to the entire Carrollton coaching staff. Joey King improves to 6-1 in Carrollton. He is now 73-5 overall. Great offensive game plan by the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach Reggie Perkins. He's helped out by quarterback coach A.J. Barge, running back coach Kerry Phillips, receivers coach Jim Jones, and tight ends coach Zach Gordon. Also the defensive staff, a great job by the Trojans, Justin Montgomery, the DC, Fred Ricks, and Jason Colts, the defensive line coaches, linebackers coach Red Keith, and defensive back coach DeWaitt Strickland. Also special teams coaches Craig Ryan, Zach Gordon, and Blake Haynes. Good coaching staff, and they're going to accomplish a lot of things this year. Wish them the best of luck as they try to get some wins this year. If they can knock off Douglas County, you look up and they're going to have a home playoff game.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we've seen some of the best in this region so far, and this is Carrollton as far as that goes is definitely up there as, if not the top, definitely one of the top two.
So Carrollton finishes with close to 600 total yards, and Paulding County with 283, 234 through the air, and 49 on the ground. Braden Malden, 1 touchdown pass, 2 interceptions this evening. Senior gave it all he had, just some unfortunate circumstances, and Paulding County comes away with a 62-point defeat, 69-7 the final score. Steve, final thoughts, and then just any thoughts looking ahead to next week.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. Is that there were some positives there, but one of the main things that they have to do is really just kind of forget this. You take what you pick what you can get out of it, and what you can learn from it, and then you move on and you start focusing on the game next week.
So final score 69-7. Carrollton knocks off Paulding County. The 2-4 Patriots now 0-3 in region play. They're back at it a week from tonight at East Paulding. Should be a fun one, Steve. We'll miss you, but we'll see you back 2 weeks from this evening.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to miss being there, but get an opportunity to take a little time off with my wife, so we're gonna do that. But yeah, I'm going to miss being here, but I know it'll be well taken care of.
Well, I appreciate that, and we appreciate each of you for tuning in on behalf of everyone with the Mountain Coast Network. And for Steve Turrentine, I'm Logan Maddox. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and have a great rest of your weekend. Your final score, Carrollton defeats Paulding County in Dallas, 69-7.
You've been listening to a special presentation from the Mountain Coast Network. Paulding County High School football game coverage on MCN has been presented by Georgia Highlands College and in part by Floyd Physical Therapy and Rehab, Logical Systems, your East Rome and Armuchee McDonald's, First Bank Mortgage, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Georgia Power, and Automax. Thank you for listening, and please support our sponsors. Follow MCN on Twitter at MTN Coast Network and on the World Wide Web at mountaincoastnetwork.com. Paulding County Patriot Football has been brought to you on Mixlr.com by Georgia Highlands College and the Mountain Coast Network.